Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I am Mike, and Jay will be here in just a minute. He's running just a couple minutes late, probably taking a painful poop. How the hell are you guys doing? I see you guys got some early people in here tonight. Got Flet, got Christopher Parslow, Chase, Colton, Enigma. I am Chris Hollywood, X-Gen 6, Joe Trullo, RJ Skorinsky, and Bubble Fritz. You guys got amazing names, and I bet you are all wonderful kissers. Tonight's going to be fun as shit. Because if you couldn't tell from the thumbnail and whatnot, we're going to be ranking all kinds of shit. And you guys get to vote on it in the chat. We're doing the best Batman movie, the best Batman man, the best Batmobile, the best suit, the best Alfred. Tons of shit. Whatever we can pack into this little fucking box, we're going to do together. What's up, Halco? I don't know how to do those like emojis that you guys do. I'm fucking old or something. I don't know how to find the buttons to press. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. What's up, Tomo? Oh, shit. How's y'all's hump day? You guys had a wonderful day? I have been busy as fuck. Jonathan Mann, thanks, buddy. First super chat of the night. Did you guys ever rent movies as a kid you knew had dirty scenes just so you could watch them? Who would you rather interview, Jim Carrey or Arnold Schwarzenegger? That second one's an impossible fucking question, man. Oh my God. Jim Carrey and Arnold Schwarzenegger, two of my top 5 favorite human beings of all time. Famous human beings of all time. Geez, man. God. I think I would actually, I feel like I know Arnold. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I already know him. Like, he's just, you know what that guy's about. So I think I would have to pick Jim Carrey because that guy is just an enigma. Edward Enigma. But yeah, I think I'd have to go Jim Carrey on that one. But as far as, I don't think I ever rented movies as a kid just because the dirty scenes in them. Because I think we had like Cinemax and shit like that. So I didn't really have to rent them. But I know one of my favorites was To Die For with Nicole Kidman in it. Holy shit. That was a weird movie. Like, Joaquin Phoenix was supposed to be like a 15-year-old kid that she like seduced or whatever, but she was, that was something. That was something. And also Renee Zellweger in Empire Records did it for me too. It was the little the scene where she puts on the Music Town apron and dances. Yeah. But no, Skinamax is where it was at. It was pretty easy to get a hold of that good stuff. What's up, Mark and Maxima and Tex and Vanessa? Dante Action says we have the meats. If you guys are just popping in here, Jay will be here in just a second. He's just running a couple minutes late. What's up, Ashley Pendleton and Alexis and Leo? Bulford says you'll never take me to the cooler. I'm Chris Hollywood. Jim Carrey or Paul Dano? As actors overall, there's no doubt it's Jim Carrey. But if you're asking about who's the better Riddler, I don't think that's not a vote that we even have to have. I feel like I like Jim Carrey as Riddler because he's just fucking batshit insane, and I love Jim Carrey even though that's one of his worst roles probably. But yeah, Paul Dano's a better fucking Riddler, dude. I don't think anybody would deny that unless you just really hated Paul Dano and really loved Jim Carrey's Riddler. Mr. Jay will be here in just a minute. He's just running a couple minutes late. Where's Jay's fucking fine. So yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be wonderful, and it's gonna taste great. You guys know what I saw the other day that we never got a chance to talk about is the fact that Fede Alvarez is gonna be doing an Alien movie, which is fucking wild. Fede Alvarez is the guy. He produced the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He directed Evil Dead 2013, the remake. He directed Don't Breathe, produced the second Don't Breathe, and it's awesome that we're getting a new Alien movie. And it's awesome that Fede Alvarez is going to be doing it because he's proven himself to be something special in the nights. But damn, does it suck that shit's going to Hulu. Hey, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
How was your poop?
That's exactly what I was doing.
Actually. I fucking knew it.
That's 100%. No, because I had one of them sneaky, squeaky farts, and it caused me to have the ninja shits. Like, that's why it's just one of them. It's like you think they're a trustworthy poop, like fart, like just a regular one, and then all of a sudden it's like it unleashes the red dragon from your butthole.
Yeah, dude. I literally had the feeling. Katie walked in the room and I was like hovering and like squeezing one out. And she's like, "Did I just watch you try to squeeze a fart out?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I feel like I have to, take a shit, but I don't have time to now because it's so close."
Those are the worst ones. I hate those.
Yeah.
I usually do pretty good about them, dude, because I always like try to do it like 15 minutes because it's like a thing now. It's like you know how Notre Dame they slap the Irish thing when they run out of the locker room. I have to take a shit like 15 minutes before we do a live stream.
Yeah. I think for me, what it is that I don't smoke until I drink, and I don't drink until we do the stream. So I have my first drink, I have my first smoke, and if you guys smoke cigarettes or have done a nicotine product in your life, don't recommend it. But if you have, you know that it's an immediate time to shit, Jack.
Yeah, but it all went smooth.
It reminds me of that scene in Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, don't talk back. He's
but you know, it was
road.
actually pretty interesting. When I was taking a duty, I was reading about. Did you ever hear about? Well, I'd already read about it, but I read some more about it. You ever heard of that stunt actress, Olivia Jackson, for Mila Jovovich on Resident Evil, the final chapter? Dude, they fucked her real bad, dude. Like she lost her arm and like a career-ending like a stunt scene in that movie. And they were gonna like only they found, and it was, I think it was, I mean, I know it was Paul Anderson's fault too. I mean, he's a piece of poop because the whole idea was there was a motorcycle stunt where she was gonna be driving toward the camera, and then the crane operator was operating the crane had to get out of the way, and he didn't get out of the way in time, and she smacked head on into it and lost her arm, went into a coma for like 17 days, had multiple lacerations, punctured lung, all this shit. And they also found out later on that the crane operator didn't have insurance at all, no insurance. And then she said that she was misled because before she signed on to do the movie, they said they had insurance for her. They didn't have insurance for her. Then after her accident, they said they would cover her medical bills, but they only paid up to $33,000. And that was it. And she was in the hospital for 17 days in a coma, and then they had to amputate her arm. So her medical bills were massive. And they said that Paul Anderson had actually talked to the crane operator, according to the defense witnesses, that he didn't want him to slow down. Like the crane operator was supposed to slow down, you know, and obviously get out of the way for safety reasons. But he said, don't do that. I want to get the best shot I can. Speed up.
That's a dangerous job, dude. Like,
well, that's why I wish that guy we interviewed that stunt guy. I was going to ask him about that, because that shit, like, dude, holy fuck.
And shit like that happens all the time too. You know what I mean? Like, and then people get sued for it and whatnot. Courtney just said, by the way, he said, check Twitter DM. There's some massive date changes. Apparently, they just switched a bunch of stuff from DC. I'm trying to look through it.
I thought Courtney was talking about like he was on tour. He's like, I got a couple of date changes. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing shows, a lot more shows than I thought, and I had to move around some things.
Okay, so it looks like Black Adam was supposed to release this July. Or we're supposed to release July 2022. It got pushed back to October of 2022. And then Shazam got moved 6 months up earlier from June to December, or backwards. Oh yeah, June 2023 to December of this year. And Flash and Aquaman, set for release in 2022, were postponed to 2023.
That sucks.
Yeah, dude, how are you guys going to do this thus? You know, goddamn Warner Brothers, you know that we already did our most anticipated, and Flash was in there. You fucks.
You ruined everything.
I know. It's like, you know, people's like lives were put on hold by this movie change. We're like, we already made our list.
Yeah, we're like Napoleon Dynamite. How was your day, Napoleon? The worst day of my life. Duh. But no, you know, I almost wonder why if they push Shazam back earlier for an earlier release before Black Adam and push Black Adam to October, because there's something it's tying them in, and the order would have been wrong.
Oh yeah, that would have been
nice. Yeah, a lot of butt fucking going on in that one.
Yeah,
he got his name Black Adam in the prison yards, not in the superhero business. That's a BBC.
Kane B, thanks, buddy. Says the Batman squiggly mark. Any other Batman movie, LOL. He says the Batman's the greatest Batman movie.
I
agree. He agrees with you. Not me, Courtney. Oh, I already read that, Courtney. Yeah. And then, okay, speaking of which, let's just get right into it.
Okay. Let's open them cheeks up and get in there.
Let's get inside.
I'm lubed up and ready to go. You've been wiping.
That noise that you made when the doctor spread your...
Oh, dude, it does sound like that too. Because it's not like you know, you spread your cheeks or whatever. I mean, he opened it up like a fucking high school play was getting ready to start. Like the curtains opened wide. He parted the red butt cheek. See,
I have my first doctor's appointment in years, in a couple weeks, and I really hope that doesn't happen to me. Dark Reaper 99, thanks, buddy. He says, love y'all, love you too, man. Rob Zombie's Monsters is rated PG. What the fuck? I cannot wait to see Rob Zombie make a fucking PG film. I'm actually looking forward to that.
You know, I gotta be honest, it might be good because he really, really does respect the Monsters history and franchise. He loves that movie.
Yeah,
Like he loves the show. Like
he
he's
apparently
obsessed
loved
with it.
Halloween too, Jay.
Well, he also loves butt crust and and like fucking head lice, but it's fine. I mean, and obviously he made a trashy Halloween 2 film, but he loves the monsters, so maybe who knows?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, so this is gonna be kind of difficult, man, because the vote thing only allows for 4 options. So we can kick it right off with what is the best live action movie of all time. And for you guys who don't know, what we do is we're gonna put a vote in the audience. We're gonna say when you can start voting, and while you guys are voting and making your choices on these, Jay and I will talk about our rankings of them. So we'll start with the best movie, but we're gonna have to do 4 at a time is the weird thing. And the way the ranking will actually end up is like whatever gets the least votes. It's pretty simple.
This is stupid. I don't even want to play anymore. Fuck this. You don't even have the full collection.
this is gonna be. This one's pretty easy though, because I feel like there's only 4 possible qualifiers for best overall Batman film, and then we'll do the 4 worst. But so I'm thinking it's got to be 89, the Batman, Dark Knight, and here's the question. I don't think it's really a question. I don't know. And then
Batman and Robin's a turd stains. I mean, that's not going to make it.
Well, no, I know that one, but I mean either Batman versus Superman or Batman Begins is going to take.
I would have to. You know what? Okay, so it's the best on-screen Batman or best Batman movie?
The best movie.
Okay, well you can't count I would count BVS, but BVS is not really a Batman movie technically. Even though he's in it for 50% of it, it's still not a full-on Batman movie.
Well, that just. Yeah, but it's got to be in the ranking though. It's got to be a part of the ranking.
I would say say the Batmobile and the on-screen Batman.
No, I mean if we're ranking all the Batman movies, so I mean it's technically a Batman movie. It starts with Batman. Batman's the first name of the title. I mean I would count it as a Batman.
Well, he is the manager at Fashionable Mel, so I'll just go ahead and let it slide.
Because
I know how people are. Because people get all technical with yes to set your ass on fire.
A lot of people are saying Batman Returns, but does anybody here really think Batman Returns is possibly anyone's favorite Batman film out of all all Batman films?
I do know there are people in the comments saying, we did the Batman Forever was their favorite one.
Okay, so now this makes it difficult. I can't put all these in the fucking thing, right? So
I would count, but it's how you slice it up, how you slice your bread, and how you're going to eat your meat. I mean, everybody loves to eat some meat, but here's the way: if you're going to do a best. I would say BVS. I would do it, but I know how technical some people get about it, and they're going to say, which is why I said it, play devil's advocate, is that if you do that, then it's not counting an actual full screen. Because what about Batman Mask of Phantasm?
Well, yeah, it's got to be a live action.
Oh, live action. Okay.
So, so let's do it this way. We're going to include the other ones, but we're going to start with 4. Okay, we're going to start with 4, and we'll do it that way at first. So we'll see what happens here, but. Okay.
I feel like I'm in a C-SPAN hearing.
Yeah, it's hard.
I feel like we're like we're people that are being like asked by Congress about why we had the largest profit margin in the history of our companies. Well, I don't know. Well, we're Mark Zuckerberg. Are you spying on people? Some would say that NASA spies on people with their satellites. So, am I doing anything that NASA doesn't do? I don't think so. Sure, you're avoiding the question. What was it? What was the question?
Huh? I'm putting.
No, I know. I'm playing it out. I'm playing out what I was doing.
All right, so I'm going to put these first 4 in there, and we'll start with this. Okay, of your all's opinions, what is the best Batman movie out of these 4?
All right.
Colton said do 2 separate polls and put the 2 winners head to head, but that wouldn't be fair because that's like if BVS only has to go against Batman and Robin and Batman Forever and shit like that. It's going to, you know what I mean? If Dark Knight has to go up against the Batman, then definitely it's not going to end up going against it. We'll figure it out as we work it out. Let's just do these 4 and then we'll do another 4. We'll make it work, Steven. A lot of these don't have more than 4 options, so it'll be good.
I like Connect 4. It's a fun game.
I just put that up in there. So Jay, we know your favorite. You said it. The top, your number 1 is the Batman.
Well, actually, my favorite movie is not even on the list.
What's that?
Batman and Robin. You asshole.
Well, it will be. Okay.
No, it's the Batman for me, 100%, hands down. Close second would be the Dark Knight. And then 89 Batman for nostalgic reasons. And then the last would be I forgot the 4th option.
Batman Begins for now.
Yeah. Batman. Ooh, yeah, I'll have to do it. Yeah. I'll have to do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. My favorite, in my opinions of this, has actually changed over time. Like it really has, and especially watching these again these past couple weeks. My number 1 Batman of all time is The Dark Knight. I think that like everybody jumping on that bandwagon, like because I see the problems with it, with the Two-Face that I don't like and stuff like that, that like I was negligent to say that, so I still held true to like, my other stuff. But I think The Dark Knight's the best Batman movie, dude. I mean, it's just the best Batman movie to me. I don't know. It's a fucking crime film, and it's just every scene in that movie. Like, and I know you don't feel this way, but for me, the difference between this and the Batman is I watch the Batman. There's multiple scenes where I'm like, all right, I can't wait for the next thing to happen. The Dark Knight, you could put it on any time of day, and I'm just like, every scene matters and is so fucking important and is so goddamn beautiful. It's
great.
The Dark Knight.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, I do love it. But number 3, I'm actually going to go another movie that I have actually fell.
You number 2, you mean?
Yeah, number 2. Sorry. Number 2 is going to be for me. It's going to be The Dark Knight, number 1, and then number 2 is actually going to be. God, it's so tough, Steve. It's so tough, but it's going to be fucking shit, man. It's going to be the Batman 1989.
It's just skin, Steven. A lot of people are going to be disappointed in your fucking Velcro titty ass. That's
look, you put that up against, the quality of that film up against any of these films today, like the later films that come out. And obviously lots of stuff doesn't hold up. You can see the wires when Batman's turning around or whatever. But the thing is that in 1989, they didn't have anything to base it off of except for fucking Superman. You know what I mean? Like they created this world on their entire own, and they made that so cool without using anybody else's ideas. I love the Batman, but I mean, they use fucking stuff from Nolan. They use fucking stuff from Burton. They use fucking stuff from Snyder.
I didn't see anything from Burton.
Well, everybody uses Burton.
I mean, because yeah, 89 Batman and I think that those are unique movies because they're their own like spice of life. Like, there's really not any of them that have borrowed from them. They're still like a Beetlejuicy type of fucking Batman.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, technically you can't make a Batman movie without using something from 89 Batman. You know what I mean? I mean, but you're right. There's no scene that feels like it. But for me, yeah, it's just the standalone, man. It's just special. It does. I still don't think it gets the respect it deserves, and it still had an Oscar-worthy performance in it, just like these other films did, from Jack Nicholson as Joker. You know what I mean?
He was. I mean, Jack Nicholson in that movie is literally Jack Torrance from The Shining. I mean, you literally could just put them side by side, and he's exactly the same kind of character. His name's Jack too. His name's exactly Jack too, and his name's Jack Nicholson. I mean,
I don't see those two performances at all being alike for me.
When Jack Torrance goes fucking nuts though in The Shining, and he acts all kooky and wooky, it's the same kind of like attitude and vibe that he brought to Joker, except that he's a little bit more comical in it.
I don't see. The comical part's the part that changes everything for me on that front. But no, after that, I would go Batman Begins as my number 3 on that list.
You're gonna be getting a lot of hate mail.
That's fine. I gotta be honest. I gotta be me. But no, I thought about this for a long time, and like I said, I even saw the Batman a second time just to make sure. But I fell back in love with Batman Begins again when I watched it this last time. And dude, it's just,
well, that's because we were coming off of the diseased dick of Batman and Robin too. So there was a lot of PTSD there.
But it's just, dude, Batman Begins for me, it's just that he changed the fucking game. The same way that fucking Tim Burton changed the game by bringing out Batman in the first place. Nolan came out and just laid a whole new groundwork for Batman movies. They could be taken seriously. They could be dark. They could be gritty. He made it all realistic. All of this shit could happen in real life. Nobody thought that was possible.
I think Nolan's actually more responsible for saving it because of Batman and Robin.
Yeah, well, yeah, same difference. But and then obviously the Batman is my number 4, even out of all these movies, except for it's actually not. It's not. I have to talk about that at the next poll.
You're still full of shit. You're still full of shit.
BVS is my next favorite after that, and then the Batman. Batman's my fifth favorite.
My difference is I can look at the films and say my favorite film, but my best, and I will put Pattinson as my favorite Batman. But when you start doing the rankings of favorite Batman, it's a lot more challenging for me.
Yeah.
Versus movies. The reason why the Batman is so high on my list, and it's not because immediately I'm like, fuck, Nolan's is overrated, which in some regards it is overrated. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes. I still think it's a great movie. Obviously, it's a great movie, but overrated. Yeah, I definitely feel like it's overrated. But the Batman, the reason why it's a bullet point with me is because I did like that they showed the struggle more with wanting to be Batman and not realizing that he can be Bruce Wayne too. He's in that real early stage of Batman, and I like that because to me, what the Batman represents is like something like The Crow, or so. It's dirty, it's nasty, it's exactly what I would feel like Gotham would be. And actually, somebody said it. I don't know. My brother Cody was telling me somebody mentioned it, and they're like, "This is the kind of shit." And you've seen the Batman, even more so than Nolan. That if you turned on the evening news, that Batman could actually exist in your world. Like you could see shit like that, like some guy that dresses like that and acts like that, and like in the gritty, weird, like Chicagoan area. Like I feel like that's more. And again, the Nolan trilogy is obviously he changed the game as far as like saving it from what Batman and Robin had done to the franchise and did bring it to the real world in a lot of ways that had never been done before. But what I feel like the Batman goes in the same vein, but then improves on and makes it even nastier and makes it almost like the Punisher or Dread or something like that, or RoboCop vibe. That's why I love it so much. But again, The Dark Knight is still, and it's weird because I would have put Batman Begins above Dark Knight. And I still think that's the best Batman as far as suit goes of the Nolan trilogy, period. Even though Dark Knight is a superior movie of Batman. But also, if you look at The Dark Knight really only had one real interesting villain, because Cillian Murphy criminally underused in all three movies. You didn't like Aaron Eckhart. I didn't like the way they treated the character of Two-Face or Aaron Eckhart. I feel like he should have just got a full movie and then it would have been a lot more appealing. And then you have like Christian Bale, who you guys can, I mean, I know people will disagree here. He's one of the worst Batman I've ever seen as far as like his performance, but as Bruce Wayne, he's good. But as Batman, it's just overacting. And especially in The Dark Knight, he's trying to keep up with Heath Ledger, and it just comes off the page as terrible. Or like when he's doing it, he benefits from having an amazing director and an amazing support cast. I mean, you had Morgan Freeman, Michael Caine, Heath Ledger, Gary Oldman. You had a superstar set. I mean, it's like fucking LeBron being on the Lakers. I mean, fucker, all he had to do was dribble the ball and pass it now and again and score. So, well, but yeah, And then the 89 Batman is always going to have a special place in my heart and heart, no matter what. I mean, I rented that movie so many fucking times, but you are right. Before that, the only other comparison they had was Adam West's Batman. That's it. Adam West. That was all. And that's what the studio wanted. They felt like Christopher Reeve's Superman had been like a big hit. And they're like, oh, let's just go in that vein. Let's cast Marlon Wayans as fucking Robin, and then cast they were going to get some goofy ass person to play Batman. I mean, it was really out there. Like, I mean, you're like, holy shit, it could have been a lot. I mean, there was at one point Michael Jackson wanted to play Joker. I'm not like, he really wanted to play Joker. Oh no, but no, I think he wanted to play Batman. He wanted to play Batman.
It's not surprising. That's not surprising at all.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, he's gonna tee all the way to the Batcave.
And look, hey, let me say this too, and we're getting ready to get to your all's votes. Let me say this about my ranking as well. I haven't looked at what you guys are voting. I can 100% guarantee that mine is different from the audience's votes. Obviously, it's different.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's what it's about, man. And for me, the reason that BVS is a better, like, I'm not saying it's a better film. Clearly, it's not. More people like the Batman than BVS, so clearly it's not a better film. To me, the reason I like it better, for me, is because it did something I've never seen in a Batman film before. And it just, for one, Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman. We'll talk about all that. That's a big part of it. I love what they did with the dark themes, how they did this whole, like, it was both superhero-y and like fantastical, but also played with this gods and demons idea. And it just did something like, man, the opening scene of that when Bruce Wayne is running into that fucking rubble. I've always said that's like the best Bruce Wayne scene in history. There's just so many things I love about that movie.
I would agree. The only skid mark on that movie really is, for me, is Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
Exactly.
But I mean, but then again, even now, it's not that big of a thing. I look at it like, all right, it's Mark Zuckerberg gone awry. This motherfucker wants to take Facebook and take over the world.
And you have to also understand that it incorporates Doomsday into the end of that movie.
That was a bad one. That's a bad idea.
Well, no, it's a bad idea because I would rather see that be a 3-movie arc.
That's what I mean.
For that specific movie, though, and nobody else has touched Doomsday in live action. So for me, that specific movie, you end it with Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman taking on Doomsday, and that whole thing. For me as a comic book fan, as a movie fan, Batman vs Superman is my 4th favorite. And the last thing I'll say about it, even though the Batman comes in number 5 for me, it's not a knock against the movie. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's a great fucking movie. It's just that we've been really fucking spoiled as Batman fans. We have 5 fucking amazing Batman movies. I mean, fucking amazing ones. They're all fucking powerhouses. I wouldn't judge anybody for taking those first 5 movies and moving them wherever on the fucking Plinko board you wanted to. That's the only reason it's my number 5. It's not because it's bad.
Let me point out, The reason why the Doomsday thing doesn't work is because it did feel tacked on. I almost feel like it was pushed into the movie where it didn't need to be in. And like, you know, Zack Snyder's amazing. I mean, you could see when he redid that terrible hemorrhoid that was the Whedon cut of Justice League. The effects were better. Steppenwolf actually looked like a threat. He looked good, and that's really well done. But I felt like you know, Doomsday looked like an ogre with a wedgie. I mean, it looked really bad. It did not look good. But it's not even the effects problem. It was the fact that I was like, all right, well, you've already got a massive goddamn stake here. You've got Superman versus Batman. That's big enough. And then you got Lex Luthor hanging out there in the shadows, controlling it all and manipulating it. I don't really think you need some world-ending, devastating force like Doomsday to come down and fuck things up yet. Of course, maybe Zack Snyder gets a timetable and he's like, I'm not going to be able to come back. I don't know if I'm even get to make Man of Steel Part 2. So let's just throw everything we got at it and bring in. That's the only reason why I had a problem with Doomsday, because I love the world without a Superman, the death of Superman. And then the reign of Superman. There was like a giant arc
done so
that
much
could have done more with that. But
yeah. Okay, guys, that's our takes on this. Let's look at what your all's official. I'm going to end the poll now, and it looks like the Batman is your all's. Where the fuck did it go? I closed it. I can't see the fucking results anymore. Shit, hang on. What have I done, Chappelle?
Oh no,
what have I done? Where is
the Riddler? The Riddler did it.
Oh fuck! Where did I fucking ended the poll? How do I get back to the poll results?
That's another thing I forgot about too. That's what I guess my original thought. And the reason why the Dark Knight, Heath Ledger, Joker, amazing. I mean, it never be topped. I mean, I really don't think so. I think that the only one that came Joaquin Phoenix Joker, I do like Joaquin's Joker, I do. But the thing about this movie, the Batman, specifically what I'm talking about, it has two dynamic villains in it. It has Riddler, who's played great by Paul Dano, and then you have obviously Colin Farrell doing a phenomenal job with Penguin.
For me, though, Penguin probably had less screen time than Cillian Murphy did. So,
Cillian Murphy in the first Batman Begins had a decent amount of screen time. They barely had anything to do with him in The Dark Knight. And by the end of Batman, Dark Knight Rises,
I'm just talking about one singular movie, Batman Begins.
But he's going to have an HBO Max series. So it's definitely going to be expanded on.
Well, yeah. But I'm just talking about singular movie wise. But anyway, the votes in on this, it is the Batman is the winner. 47% think the Batman is the best Batman live action movie. 35% Dark Knight. I actually expected those two to be closer together. Batman 1989 comes in at 10% in third place. Batman Begins with a lowly 6% in this race. That
everybody in the chat's sexy. I bought your votes.
That means that we have to take BVS now and Batman Returns, and we will take Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises and put them in a poll together. Since Batman Begins was the last one on here, it'll go to the secondary round, and we'll do it that way. That'll work. Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. You could be a drag princess. I'm all right with that. By the way, if you got that movie, Tu Wong Fu is some good shit. You need to watch that. Excuse me, Latin boy in drag. Why are you crying? Latin boy in drag.
All right,
you two so beautiful.
That has gone live now, so your all's votes on those. So, okay, Jay, what is your? So we've gone through 4. We got 4. What round yours out? Finish him.
So, okay, so my next 4. Okay,
so you went the Batman. To say your first 4 again.
So the first 4 were the Batman, the Dark Knight, Batman 89, and Batman Begins. It was the chat. So this is going to be a separate 4 list, and then these are going to go head to head with the other.
Yeah. You just finish your list.
Okay, so after that, well, obviously out of this list, it's going to be for me. I love it. I mean, I've watched it several more times than the other ones. Is Batman versus Superman. One of the best Batman to ever grace the film with his sexual muscular pecs and butt cheeks and a wonderful costume that just accentuates all the right spots. You know what I'm saying? I love that. And obviously Henry Cavill was great as Superman. The whole story is very, very interesting. And it really is man versus God, and what God, if they're gods and they can do anything they want, what chance does a man have? And I don't know, there really was a really cool dynamic that happened between Batman and Superman in that movie, and that's why it's incredible. And also the action sequences were fucking incredible as well. The car, okay, but after that one, the film's grown on me a lot because when I first saw it in the theater, because the ending is like, I just like, oh, what have you done here with yourself, Joseph Gordon-Levitt? Is Dark Knight Rises. But I do love Bane, and I love Tom Hardy as Bane, and I think he's so incredibly good. But he should have been the only villain because Talia al Ghul is throwaway. Don't care about that storyline. Don't care about Anne Hathaway's Catwoman whatsoever. I think that Tom Hardy as Bane would have been just as interesting and engaging, having been by himself to take on Batman and do what he did without the Talia al Ghul twist. And then especially the whole Joseph Gordon-Levitt thing at the end. I know they had to end it in some way or whatever. I didn't like the fact that he was retiring and that it was Robin essentially taking up the mantle as Batman. I don't think they should have ever put his name in there as Robin. Actually, I would have done it. I would have done one better. I would have made him the guy from Nightfall. I can't remember his name. The one that actually Paul something that takes up the mantle of Batman, and then eventually Bruce Wayne comes back and takes the mantle again. I can't remember that guy's name, but anyway. So it's for me. It's Dark Knight Rises after that, and then what was the other two?
Batman
Returns, and what was the other one?
There's Batman Returns, Batman vs Superman, Dark Knight Rises. There's Batman Begins, Batman Forever, Batman Robin.
No, I put Batman Begins. Batman Begins was Batman Begins.
Okay, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because we're gonna do a worse Batman too. So sorry guys, we're working this out. But yeah, no, you're right. So the only ones you have left are Batman Returns and just Batman Returns.
Just Batman. Okay, so Batman Returns is my last one.
Okay.
And I know that people love that movie and they're for good reason. I mean, I know it's weird and it's kooky, it's weird. The thing about that, I have a love-hate. Like, I love it sometimes and then I fucking absolutely despise it. Like, I mean, there's just some really bad lines in it. And I think that the creepy value is there, and I understand what they were going for in certain instances, but I feel like sometimes it was just like it was like a BDSM like fest or something. Like it's like leather latex and whips and weird fucking half circus men. That's like, all I need is a drink of cool water. Like, I don't know. It got to a point where it's like, all right, man. Like, we know it. We get it. You eat bugs at lunch.
Yeah.
You're weird. You're a weird guy, Tim Burton, but like, it's just enough stuff.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. I think a lot of people say that people only like 89 Batman because of nostalgia, but I think people remember Batman Returns with rose-colored glasses on because I know I did. You know what I mean? And I rewatched it and I was like, "There's this. It's good. Like, I enjoy the Batman shit, but and I love fucking Max Schreck, but like so much of this movie does not make
that should have been the villain. Sense. That should have been the villain.
Yeah,
Max Schreck should have been the villain. You have Penguin pulling the strings.
Yeah. So as I said, my first five, it was the Dark Knight, then it was Batman 89, then it was Batman Begins, then it was Batman vs Superman, and then it was the Batman. So that'd be actually my fifth one would be the Batman, and then it would be of these, it would be my ass. Oh,
that's
fuck.
Stinky.
That's my next favorite would actually be the Dark Knight Rises for all its problems, and I didn't love Catwoman in it or whatever. Bane, I love Tom Hardy did great in the movie.
He was awesome,
but there's a bunch of shit tacked on Dark Knight Rises, and this is where we're getting to the movies that really have flaws. You know, at this point in the list, at number 6, that's amazing. You couldn't ask for more, but they really have flaws. But there was enough great cinema in this movie for it to still be a really fucking good movie.
Yeah.
My favorite part is just they did the Bane breaks Batman's back storyline, and then we got to watch that amazing fight happen between them, and then we got to watch the stuff between Batman and Alfred was amazingly emotional. That was good. And then the whole redemption story from Batman getting his back broken by Bane to working his way out of that fucking hole.
It's like a Mike Tyson story.
Yeah.
Like, stop being crazy and biting people's ears off, and I'll be cool and smoke weed.
The end of it kind of fizzled off for me. But I did love the idea of Batman just blowing up over the ocean and nobody knowing if he lived or not.
The Talia al Ghul thing was dumb.
Yeah, it was. But so that'd be my number 6. My number 7 is going to be Batman Returns. I think that's the next best one out of these. And then we haven't gotten to Forever or Robin yet, so we'll talk about that. But yeah, Batman Returns is my last on this part of the list, just like it is yours.
Yeah. So. And it's weird, you know. And again, I remember The Dark Knight Rises, and again, it's not like I know that some people just love that movie, and they really do. I mean, Cody, my brother, loves that. Like, he loves it better almost as much as he loves The Dark Knight. Like, he really likes that movie a lot. And I was like, I would be totally on board with that movie. First off, it already had big giant fucking Ronald McDonald shoes to fill. after The Dark Knight. There was no way any movie was going to come close to what they did in The Dark Knight. But second off, I think what they did was, a lot of movies are guilty of this. They overloaded the movie with villains that they didn't need, or anti-heroes. All you needed was Tom Hardy's Bane. That's all you needed. And that breaking the Batman's back, they kind of did it right. They didn't do it all the way right, but that's all right. But they did it enough to where people recognized it from Nightfall. And by the way, it was better than that atrocity that was the Bane in Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, at least they redeemed that.
Yeah. All right. So your all's votes are in. They're in, Steven. Let's see here.
Oh my God, it's in. I have a boner.
I'm inside. Correct me if I'm wrong, but haven't I been inside of you?
Dude, that part, he was like, "Oh my God, it's in." Whatever it's super bad. He's like, "Oh my God, it's in." It's like that's how every virgin in there. It's like, "Oh my God, it's in."
Yeah. All right. So your all's votes are in. The number one on this list is Batman Begins. So we had that first list right, correct. That follows up with that. So it maintains its status. Batman Returns is the crowd's second favorite of this list. Batman Returns came close to 28%. Batman Returns. The Dark Knight Rises comes in at 19%, and Batman vs Superman comes out a lowly 15%.
Y'all, damn.
We just have different versions of Batman, y'all.
I ain't understanding it, but it's all right. We still friends, though. Y'all like beer?
So, all right, we're going to take the two last ones, and this is going to complete the ranking now. We're going to take the two last place options from that, which are The Dark Knight Rises and Batman vs. Superman, and we are going to throw in this bitch, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, and see what fucking happens.
That's like comparing gonorrhea and like fucking... I don't know, hemorrhoids. Like it really, I mean, it's like Batman. It's like what? I mean, what's worse? I mean, I guess gonorrhea is worse, but at the same time, no one really wants hemorrhoids. Like chronic hemorrhoids, those are bad too.
They're rough.
You got to wear a donut when you go to the store. When you drive, just wear a donut from your hemorrhoids hurting. It looks like a freckle-faced teenager in your butthole with all those hemorrhoids. Look like a witch nose. Batman and Robin, man, what a fuck biscuit that was. Holy shit. I smell butt fruit. Oh, it's just Batman and Robin. Fresh out of the oven. Fresh out of the oven. Old butt fruit. Batman and Robin.
Right. So I've just put that question out to you guys of Dark Knight Rises, Batman versus Superman, Batman and Robin. I hope, dude, I bet Batman and Robin, some asshole's going to vote for it just to vote for it, but it'd be funny as fuck if it ends up with 0%.
Yeah.
And then
well, you might, by the way, I don't know. Well, you didn't mention this, but by the way, if you guys would please just limit your votes to one time.
Yeah, I think you only can vote on this system one time.
Oh, okay. Because it's not like an election or anything like that.
Yeah. So round out your list, man. I mean, and by the way, if you want to put Forever above Returns, you can. It's just that wasn't in the last vote. So.
Oh yeah, I can't do that. I mean, I want to, but I can't. I love Val Kilmer. By the way, Val Kilmer is really high on my list as far as like best on-screen Batman.
Yeah,
like for real. Really
that's gonna
high.
be a fun one too.
But yeah, I can't do that. No, you go ahead. You go. Well, what was the choices? Well, you do it. No, you go ahead and do it, and I'll listen to you, and then I'll remember.
Okay, where you and I left off, they have 4 choices because we took the last 2. But where you and I left off, we only had 2 to go, and I feel like we're both gonna have the same. Batman Forever is my number 8. Batman and Robin is my number 9.
Yeah, that's it.
And like Batman Forever is a movie that again, like Returns and Forever, I both remember way more fondly than when you sit down and watch it. You go, oh God, you know what I mean? Like you said,
Forever also had a great soundtrack.
Yeah, it did. It really had a great soundtrack and great toys, great promotions.
And they had a great, Burger King. You get those little glasses. That's some good shit.
We're going to do a Batman's hottest chick ranking, by the way, but it also had, in my opinion, Nicole Kidman. Dudes. Holy shit. In that movie for sure.
Oh yeah. Chase Meridian. My goodness.
And I like Jim Carrey as the Riddler just for what it was, but Tommy Lee Jones is Two-Face. We're also going to do a worst villain. Tommy Lee Jones' Two-Face might be the worst villain of the entire fucking franchise. So,
well, I mean, Arnold's was pretty bad too.
Oh,
and
and
it's weird.
I almost don't even count Batman and Robin's villains.
Well, it's weird.
So bad.
I almost don't. I mean, Batman and Robin is like watching a car accident that you shouldn't be like trying to videotape, but you've never really seen one up close before, but you just want to like film it and like watch it and be weird.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about Batman Forever is, I agree with you. Batman Forever it's very nostalgic for me. And I do remember when that movie came out, and and then the lead up and getting all the Disney Adventure magazines and like reading every single thing about Batman Forever and how cool it was going to be, and seeing the suit and the car, by the way, is still badass. But then when you actually see it, I mean, as you know what, I feel like Batman Forever is a good kid film. It really is a good, like, you know, like 11, 12-year-old, idea or fantasy of Batman in some ways. As you get older, it becomes suckier. And then, but Batman and Robin is literally like, I don't know, getting butt fucked in the shower in jail. Like there was so much expectation and hope,
but the whole jail's watching.
And then some fucking Debo motherfucker comes in and said, "You dropped that?" Like, no, but and then all of a sudden you get in your butt. But here's the thing about Batman Forever. I do want to point out, I think the movie itself is a product of studio interference. I definitely don't. I put some blame on Schumacher for sure, but not all the blame, because I think he got blamed really unfairly, especially in Batman and Robin. But I think that the studio definitely got their fat fingers in it, and they wanted to sell things. They wanted to make it a toy commercial, and they wanted to bring more kids in because the negative press they had got from Batman Returns. And that's ultimately what happened. I mean, that's the missile that sunk Batman Forever, or Batman and Robin, and Batman Forever, is because the studio. I feel like you can't tell me that the director of these two movies, these two terrible shit stains, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, who also was responsible for Falling Down with Michael Douglas, which was an amazing movie, The Lost Boys. I mean, arguably maybe one of the best vampire movies to ever exist. Phone Booth, an awesome character study with Colin Farrell. You cannot tell me that Joel Schumacher would intentionally make a terrible, awful, goddamn travesty of a Batman and Robin movie and a lukewarm Batman Forever. It's all studio, man. And maybe there is a Schumacher cut. And unfortunately, Joel Schumacher has passed away, so we'll never get to see a confirmation of that. But it's a crime, dude. It really is a crime. Because the studio and Schumacher, to some lesser degree, single-handedly almost ruined the Batman franchise for life.
Big facts. Big fucking facts. It's not lies at all that you tell. The votes are in for you guys. The Dark Knight Rises still maintains its spot, 46%. Batman vs Superman maintains its spot from the last one at 32%. And then for the first time in
did Batman and Robin win? I swear to God.
The chat agrees with us, both of us, and we agree with each other. We are all in solitary canarianism. That Batman Forever is next to last at 18%, and Batman and Robin did get 2%. I knew some asshole would do it, and two of you are assholes. Okay?
Yeah, that's probably those are probably relatives of George Clooney or something. But yeah, hey, you know what? 2%, that's about the IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes score. So you guys are on money right there. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought I just thought somehow, because I did hear people like, I don't know, I just like Batman and Robin. I like the cartoon. I like the vibe. I was like, no, you didn't. You're lying.
I have talked to people who are dead serious that like it just because of that. But hey, there was an Adam West for every, you know what I mean?
I don't know, but that's like people saying they like a band that just came out last year called Wood Chippers Fuck, and like that was the name of the band, and all they sing about is fucking band. Trees, and they were like, I like the band. I don't think people understand the band.
I like the name Wood Chippers Fuck though.
That will be weird. That's a weird name.
Jerry Ramey, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that a lot, man. That's nice of you. It says they should have ended the film after Joker's escape and Harvey wakes up. Joker escape would be like Michael's in 78. He's around, but you don't know looking over your shoulder. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, well, you know what?
This job.
Well, best job I ever had. Best job I ever had. But yeah, I think that that's a problem. Aaron Eckhart. I think that first off, you kill off Two-Face. It's dumb. I don't know why they did that for. The idea of him waking up in the hospital and then being pissed off and then maybe setting that up for a future movie, that makes total sense.
Yeah, it does. And then thank you, Patricia and Mark Ponce. Appreciate you guys. Jerry also says criminals looking in the shadows, the fear and mystique made Batman a boogeyman. That is one thing that I really liked about the Batman. Is the when he's talking about the shadows, he was like, they were, I am in the shadows, but I am the shadows. That was cool. I really dug that.
Well, I think it very much felt like, to me, Rorschach from Watchmen, the way he looks and watches everything, and he has it's literally Rorschach. I mean, in a lot of ways, the way he's speaking is Rorschach-ic.
Yeah,
That's not a word, but
Rorschach Hagen.
Rorschach
A
Hagen.
whale's vagina. Mark Ponce, thanks, buddy. He says, sorry to get off topic, but I rewatched TCM 2022, and Jay could definitely be cast as Richter's brother coming back for revenge. Is Richter?
That's the redneck.
Yeah. See, I thought the redneck guy looked just like Jay Cullen. Like I saw.
Well, I
Jay
guess me and Jay Cullen can team up and take on old Leatherface. Hey, I carry this big gun right here because there's something called jackrabbits got rabies out there in the wild. You city folk wouldn't know nothing about that because your shit's processed and canned. Well, out here we got to hunt for what we got. You piece of shit.
I got bit by a jackrabbit once, man. Didn't shit right for a fucking week. My butthole.
You know, I will agree that TCM 2022 definitely could have used more Richter because Richter was a pretty cool character.
He was. I liked him a fucking lot, dude. Like not like the idea of who he was supposed to be at the beginning, but just like the character. He ended up being like one of the only good people.
I just felt like he was just a normal dude, and he wasn't like, you know, he's just a guy. And then he's judged harshly and judged unfairly, and he was like a good guy. I mean, he was a good guy. I mean, there's a lot of guys like that, a lot of people like that.
Yep.
People are like, well, you know, we mentioned that when we did the review. Wrong Turn, the remake, was literally about that, judging books by its covers. I mean,
judge me by the size of my wiener, not what I can do with it.
That dude had a big dick. You could probably tell. I mean, he was wearing them Brett Favre Wranglers, and you could see the outline of his wiener was huge. Not that I was looking or anything. My fiance pointed it out. You slut.
Why are you zooming in on the screen, honey? Just shut up and eat your beans, darling.
Keep rewinding it. Keep rewinding it.
Merducho 80 changed his name to Merducho 80, which I love. Thanks, buddy. He says, I watched the Batman last night, and in my humble opinion, it's my favorite interpretation of Batman from the comics, but it's not my number one. That's still 89 Batman.
Hey, man, I get you there. It was hard pressed for me to even like for the Batman, which is my favorite, but in my favorite incarnation. But I get it when someone's like, 89 Batman is still number one in their eyes, even over something before the Batman existed, when people would pick the Dark Knight, just because it's so like. It's Michael Keaton and that symbol and that music and the characters. Holy shit, man. It really was a wonderful time to be alive.
It was. Joe, it's a great day to be alive. I know the sun is still shining. Joe Fitz 92. Thanks, buddy. He says, can you convince my brother Anthony to see the Batman as Loomis? I think your angry words of wisdom will persuade him.
What's his name?
His name is Anthony.
Anthony. If you want to watch a man work from the shadows and get shit done, go see this movie, because I know you're not working. This guy out there is working. So shut your lips. Stop taking excuses out and saying, hey, it's not my fault I don't have a job, the economy. You know what? It's your fault that your ass stinks because you don't wipe properly. It's not anybody's fault you don't have a job because you don't try. This man, Bruce Wayne, he's a spoiled brat for sure. But at least he goes out there and does more than you, sitting on there and jacking your meat wagon, watching your gay porn on the hub porn. Piece of shit. Go see the movie with your brother.
Ironically, the next super chat's from an Anthony. Anthony Bizzuto says, wasn't there a script written for Batman and Robin called Batman Unchained? I believe Nicolas Cage was supposed to play Scarecrow.
There was a Batman Triumphant.
But I think there was a Triumphant and there was going to be an Unchained. I think there was two different ones, but like,
sounds stupid. I was like, was Batman chained? It's
yeah.
Or is this where he really breaks loose and he really uses his back credit card?
You're right about Nicolas Cage. We did a script review of that one, and I think the script we reviewed actually ended up being fake, but it had a lot of the original ideas. But Nick Cage was actually Scarecrow in that, and whoever wrote it did a pretty good job with Scarecrow. Because
I remember Nick Cage was doing. I know that there was going to be a Superman movie with Nick Cage. I saw the screen test. You guys can watch that. That's on. You can watch it on YouTube. Where Kevin Smith actually penned a Superman movie with Nick Cage as Superman, and they have like the whole like long hair, and Tim Burton was going to direct it. It was gonna be fucking weird.
Yeah, no, that shit looks strange as fuck, dude. But I would like to see it just to watch the world burn. Jerry, thanks, buddy. He says if you could rewrite Rises, how would you do Riddler?
Rewrite Riddler. Was he was? Oh, I guess if you're putting Riddler in.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking of like what would Christopher Nolan's Riddler look like, and I think it would look a lot like fucking Matt Reeves' version did.
I don't think Dano is so far off. You know who honest to God, I would probably do this though, just because he auditioned and wanted the role so badly back in the 80s. I would give the Riddler to someone like Robin Williams and just say, go fucking nuts with it. Like, let's have I make him like the guy in 1 Hour Photo. Do you remember what he was like in 1 Hour Photo?
Yeah.
Make him like that. Like real, like disgusting serial killer type thing.
Yeah. So guys, that's your all's rankings of the movie. We got plenty more to get to, but like just saying how you guys ranked him was officially, I believe, it was the Batman number 1, the Dark Knight number 2. It was number 3 for you guys was 89, Batman 89. Number 4 was Batman Begins.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 was Batman Returns. Number 6 was The Dark Knight Rises. Number 7 was Batman vs Superman. Number 8 was Batman Forever, and number 9 was Batman and Robin.
I mean, it's a solid top 5. I'm not going to argue with the top 5, but I will argue about the BVS. Holy shit. You guys are saying it's next to the worst of the worst. But hey, I know you all can't all shop at Fashionable Mail. You all
put
can't
it above
shop
the
at
Batman,
Fashionable
so
Mail.
I'm clearly not
hey,
in touch.
But hey, maybe the list may change as far as or the vote may change when we get to best on-screen appearance of Batman, because I think that Ben Affleck, regardless of how people feel about BVS, I think that a lot of people across the board agreed when the BVS came out. I know it's one of the most divisive movies out there among DC fans, but I feel like universally agreed that was the best at that point anyway on-screen Batman they'd ever seen. And Frank Miller himself came out and said what Nolan had done was literally bring to life as close as he'd ever seen his Dark Knight. He told Nolan that it wasn't even close.
Yeah. Well, and then they just did a bunch of polls recently and they asked people who's your favorite Batman. And this may have been I don't know if they included the Batman in this or not, but the polls came up and it was Ben Affleck was number 1 and Michael Keaton was number 2.
I could see it. I mean, I could see why people feel like that. I mean, hey, and that's not bad to promote the Flash movie because they're both in it.
True. That's a good
there you
point,
go.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. By the way, you wonder if they asked Christian Bale to come in for the Flash, because I know they begged him to do BVS and he was like, "Nah, fuck that. I ain't doing it." They didn't have a zipper in the. I mean, I'm not doing it anymore, mate. I gotta go.
Good for you.
I gotta go cuss out my wife and children in my UK home. I ain't got time for that. I'm kidding. I don't know. He got that's weird in the was it UK or whatever? He got sent to jail for that. Like apparently it's illegal.
No, I remember that shit.
That's weird. I'm not saying you should do it. You should never do that. And he's an asshole. I mean, in a lot of instances, how he treated his camera crew guy, but I didn't think you could go to jail for that. Holy shit.
Vanessa, I feel the same exact way you do about Ben Affleck. He makes me jizz in my pants too, especially Ben Affleck's Batman. That workout scene alone made him my favorite fucking Batman. See how big that motherfucker was?
Yeah,
dude?
He looked like he was getting ready for like a photo shoot for Fitness magazine.
He did, dude. Colton Candler says
he's gonna be on the cover of Fitness.
I think he probably was on a couple
men's
of those.
Men's health is what I meant.
Yeah, Colton Candler said, "Have y'all ever played any of the Batman games? I just replayed Arkham Knight, and they still hold up. I've never completed them, but I've dabbled, and they're great.
I love every single dude. Arkham Asylum. I bought that on a whim. I love the art style and the way that it looked, and that you could actually have a free roaming type of combat in that game, and I loved it. And then dude, every single the Arkham Knight trilogy is. I would love to see that brought to life on the big screen. I would love to see that brought to life, because especially in Arkham. What was the second game called?
Origins.
No, Origins was the prequel. Origins was good too, but there was 4. It's a quadrilogy, but
like a cupcake.
Yeah, but Arkham Knight is really cool. You get to drive the Batmobile in that. It's really fun.
I just started playing that. I was just titting around with it one night, and I was like, "Oh,
it's fun. You got to finish it."
It was a good time. I just have too much ADD for fucking games, dude. But all right, let's do a couple one-off, like real quick and easy ones. Let's rank fucking Alfred, dude. Let's rank Alfred. What are your old votes on favorite Alfred?
Michael Caine.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put the
Is
poll
there a
to
top
you guys
5 for Michael Caine
to vote? What's the best Alfred? So you got Michael Go. How do you spell his last name? G-O-U-H?
G-O-U-G-H.
Go. You got Michael Caine. It's Michael Go, isn't it? Michael Go?
Go. I think it's G-O-U-G-H, but I could be wrong.
But is his first name Michael? Or am I getting confused?
I don't know. I thought it was, but maybe it's not.
I'll look it up to make sure. Fuck, I clicked the wrong thing. Shit! Fuck! Fart!
Yeah, it's Michael Go.
Okay.
G-O-U-G-H. Yep, that's right.
Thank y'all. Okay. Michael Caine and Jeremy Irons.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh, he wasn't in this one.
Hey, it's maybe in his future though.
Yeah.
And Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not. I don't think it's named Circus. Is it spelled like a circus? I don't know. Maybe.
What's your ranking on these guys?
He's
I know we both start with Michael Caine, obviously.
Michael Caine, easy. I think the second one for me is going to be, the second one's pretty easy too. I'm going to go ahead and put Jeremy Irons in, throw in Michael Go after, and then I'll no, Andy Serkis is my last. But the reason why, it's pretty obvious why. Come on, guys. Michael Caine is a master of being out, like of playing that character, and also he benefited from a script that really worked, exploring the relationship between himself, Bruce Wayne, and what it means to be Batman in regards to the overall Gotham City. Jeremy Irons, he never got a full movie to really flesh it out, but the moments that he did get on screen, specifically in BVS and in Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, by the way, it felt very much like a wartime consigliere or something, like from Godfather. Like he felt like,
that's a good point.
He felt something like, he felt like a guy that Ben Affleck's Batman needed. Like he's the Alfred that he needed. Like he was like, you're gonna go to war. Like it was like a very more intense Alfred that you'd seen. I mean, Michael Caine was intense to a degree, but he was still a fatherly person to Bruce Wayne and trying to protect him. And then when you get to Jeremy Irons, he's a lot more Iron Curtain type of guy. Michael Go is Michael Go. I mean, Michael Go is a very sweet, older gentleman that obviously helped Michael Keaton's Batman, and it fits in the Tim Burton world in a ways. And he was the people's first Alfred. I mean, that's what people, when they think of Alfred, they think of that in the Diet Coke commercial that he did at the very beginning of.
I love that fucking Diet Coke commercial so goddamn much.
And he was great. Now, and there's nothing wrong with Michael Go. Michael Go is really solid, solid, and he's gonna always be a fan favorite. But the last is Andy Serkis, and the reason why I put Andy Serkis so low on the list is because Andy Serkis, I don't think, has had a chance to shine at all. Because now we talked about people being on screen, or a limited amount of on screen. We talked about Cillian Murphy, Mike thinks the Penguin. The thing about him, he literally has two scenes of significance at all in the movie of the Batman, where he has an actual good sized portion dialogue between him and Robert Pattinson's Batman. So I don't think that we've seen enough to really convince me that he's going to be good. He's a great actor, but I think that in the second follow up to this, you'll get a better sense of his Alfred. But at this point, and this is and I'm saying this, and I'm not meaning it this way, but he feels like a Universal Studios idea of what Alfred should be. They're like, oh yeah, let's just get a guy that's kind of grumpy but kind of sweet, but he's not. I don't know, and we'll throw him in there. Like he looks like he could be an extra Mr. Belvedere, but I'm not being mean about it. That's the only way I can describe it. He just hadn't had a time to flesh it out.
Yeah. For me, dude, my list is going to start the same. Michael Caine, Jesus Christ, dude. He took Alfred to another level. All the emotional aspects of he intertwined himself into, and he just, where Jeremy Irons was, like you said, a wartime consigliere. That was a really good analogy, by the way. Props, dude. Fucking high five on that one.
I just like to say consigliere.
Caine was always the butler. Like he was always the butler, the family member, the caretaker. He never reached too far out into that realm of actually being involved in that. But he was so important for Bruce Wayne's psyche, for all the stuff that was going. He kept him channeled. You know what I mean? And he was just, fuck Michael fucking Caine, dude. Jesus Christ, come on.
Kept him grounded.
So, that one's goddamn easy. But for me, my two, dude, mine's Michael Caine, and then Alfred Go, and then Alfred Go, Michael Go, and then Jeremy Irons. But dude, Michael Go, he not only fucking was the original big time movie Alfred, right? Obviously,
yeah.
But he did have a caring relationship in every movie. But he was that kind of because he's a father figure, right? But he was the kind of father figure to Keaton's Batman that he showed his love in subtle ways, like little jokes he would tell. Yeah. Like when Vicky Vale came over and they moved tables and he's got his sleeves rolled up and he's in there showing embarrassing pictures of Master Bruce and shit like that to Vicky Vale and all that. There's the stuff that Michael Go did through those movies. And then he hung on strong, dude, and maintained through those fucking shit films like Batman and Robin. Well, he actually managed to be the star of Batman and Robin.
What's really sad is it took he had 4 movies to perfect it, but he also... The thing is, you got more exploration of his emotional dynamic with Bruce in 2 of the worst Batman movies of all time, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin, literally, that's the best part of that movie, is his interaction with Bruce.
Yeah.
And then in Batman Forever, when he was like, young men with minds of violence need little encouragement. They need guidance. Like those moments, that was the big. But you saw more of an emotional type of relationship that you'd ever seen between Michael Gough and whoever was playing Batman at the time than you'd ever seen in Tim Burton movies. Because in the Tim Burton movies, he was just kind of there. The first one, yeah, I get when he was like telling the stories about him falling off the horse and getting all muddy and shit. That was cutesy, but it was like it. But what it took till Batman Forever where they really started exploring that relationship.
Yeah, and I just think he did a great job. And like I said, he's like the sweet grandparent Alfred. You know what I mean? But he's still like, hey, he had a major thing to do. It wasn't like he wasn't in the scene in the middle of that shit, dude. He was working the computers. He made himself an AI after he was gonna be dead that could like live in the computer.
That was
this is in the 90s.
But I get it. Like he was Elon Musk in a body, but he was a trailblazer because if you really look at all the other Alfreds that came after him, they seem like they do copy a lot of what he had done.
Yeah, man. And like the only knock against Michael Gough is that he let way too many bitches in the Batcave. All right, just like left and right, just come the fuck on in. You got to watch that shit, dude.
Yeah,
but
it's like your mother that secretly thinks that you're gay, so she tries to hook you up with every fucking skank on the block, and you're like, I ain't gay, mom. I just don't like any of them.
Yeah. Jeremy Irons, I thought he was fine. I think he had one great scene. I mean, I think Jeremy Irons had one great scene, and it was that scene where he's like, "Do you want to go to war?" Like that whole thing.
Yeah.
And I thought he was great in that scene. But there's two things I don't like.
He also had that one scene where he's like, "Even you have gotten too old to die young."
Yeah, but one thing I don't like about him is that, for one, he doesn't like the role. He took it for money. He said that. I fucking hate that. He said after Batman and Superman, he's like, I don't know, I took it for money. I thought I watched it. I didn't watch that, or I watched it on a plane or some shit like that. I think that's what he said. He's like, I watched it on a plane. Well, whatever. It was for a check. I don't like that at all. Number two, he didn't have that much time to shine. So like you didn't get to see that much of his. Jeremy Irons is a great actor, dude. Fucking one of the best villains of all time. Die Hard 3. What's up? You know what I mean? I met a man from St. Ives with 9 wives. That whole thing.
Did I hear you didn't even like your brother? Yeah, but there's a difference between not liking, not caring when some Irish flatfoot drops him from a building.
Exactly. But I love Jeremy Irons, but his Alfred's fine to me. And then Andy Serkis, like, I mean, I'll be honest with you though, even if he's in Batman more, he didn't have a lot of time to shine. I got nothing from him. And in those two scenes, it was one of Bruce Wayne's best scenes in the film when he's talking to him about like, I taught you how to fight and all that, and they're sad. It was one of Bruce Wayne's best scenes, but like even in that scene, I didn't get anything out of Serkis, dude. I was like, dude, you don't feel like Alfred to me. You just
I think that
it just doesn't work for me.
I think that Andy Serkis. Well, I think it was maybe him just dealing with kind of a bitch boy Bruce Wayne. I mean, and who knows what Michael Caine would have done in that situation other than like, because I care about that name because like that. I mean, I don't know. He doesn't. Maybe the gravitas is better in Michael Caine, but Michael Caine's a lot more of a seasoned actor. But I feel like Andy Serkis is going to be okay. But you need a full movie where you actually get more Bruce Wayne.
You do, but I just don't think like even in the scenes he got, Serkis didn't seem to take an iota of Alfred and make it his own. Like he did nothing new with it whatsoever. I know there's not a lot you could do with Alfred, especially walking in the fucking shoes of Michael Caine.
Telling you right now, dude. You know who I would have picked, and again, I have problems with him for Loomis, but I think Malcolm McDowell would have been a really good.
Fucking A.
I think he would have been a really good Alfred in this movie. In the Batman, I think Malcolm McDowell would have thrived in it.
You know who would have been a great fucking Alfred back in the day, dude?
Donald Pleasance. I think Malcolm McDowell would really be a good one.
Gira said
what?
Donald Pleasance, dude, back in the day, he would be. It's
funny. I've known people. I think April mentioned Donald Pleasance before because when I said the other day, I was like Alan Rickman before he had died would have been an amazing Alfred. He might have been the best one, maybe the best one. But then she was like, "Well, what about Donald Pleasance?" Like, yeah, I guess he's like, "Bruce, get your ass up. Stop being so." Like, I don't know. It depends on how they did it, though.
Terrence Malick would have been a good one too.
Yeah.
But
Matt Nicholson would be a decent one.
He would be if a super young Alfred or something for sure. Or maybe when he's older, he could be Alfred. But all right, let's see what your all's votes were in this motherfucker. Where'd the thingy go? Okay. It looks like we are at 67% Michael Caine, the correct answer, everybody. We're all
I like that. That's a big number right there.
Number 2, Michael Gough comes in at 18%. Number 3, Jeremy Irons at 9%. Number 4, and dead last, Andy Serkis at 6%. So Serkis almost caught up to Irons on that one.
And and I don't blame anybody for Michael Gough. Again, Michael Gough was really good in his role. So, I mean, I feel like I agree with the list. So it's a good vote. I have to go pee though.
Okay. Take your tinkle tire berries. Right, I'll get some super chats.
All right.
Let's see here. I'm gay. Uh-huh. That's true. What else though? Apart from me being just super fucking gay. Very gay. Yeah, love dick. What's up, Mike White Jr.? Speaking of loving dick. Thanks, buddy. He says, I'm Batman. I'm Vincent. Rachel, want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. that's a quadruple awesome goddamn quotage, sir. And I moved to strike. I love it. That's why I'm so gay. It's because I love it so much. And your beard, I want to tickle it. What? Robert Goodwin says, will we ever get a Killer Croc in a Batman movie? You know, I would say, sure, fuck yeah, let's rock out with our cocks out because I'm gay. But I would more importantly say no, because I just think that, look, you had the fucking sea dweller fucking Crocodile Dundee from Suicide Squad, right? We did that. We just did the fucking shark in the other Suicide Squad. And then I feel like Spider-Man fucking killed it with everybody. I mean, did you see that fucking lizard? I mean, look, I love Reese Ifans, and I think he did a great job, but that lizard looked like fucking butt cheese. Like, he just looked awful. Like, the CGI, even in the fucking $1 billion goddamn Spider-Man movie, he looked like shit. I just don't think this day and age, if it's not a funny, quirky movie like they did with Shark and Suicide Squad, you don't have Sylvester Stallone fucking doing his voice. Just doing a big fucking reptile on screen just doesn't look goddamn right. You got to do that shit practical. If they did practical effects Killer Croc, oh, dick lords, I would fucking be all over that. That would be awesome, but they're not gonna because they never fucking do. And look how good the goddamn Ninja Turtles looked. Look how fucking great the Ninja Turtles looked. And then everybody else wants to come out here in these streets with some fucking computerized goddamn reptiles. This is bullshit. You know, I just want to see a real fucking, like, make me believe, you know? Fucking, why do the old Jurassic Park movies look better than the new Jurassic Park movies? So I would like to see Killer Croc, but I would like to be practical effects. Also, I'm gay. Colton Candler says, oh, I already answered that. But yeah, that's all I'm saying. Jake Blair has nice hair. Says thoughts and feelings and everything in between on Aaron Rodgers' contract extension. My friend, you asked the right man. I think it's fucking fantastic. Look, we don't know the contract rules yet. We don't know what he's going to pay. What I think they're going to do is he's waiting to sign the contract. So he'll be like, hey, who are you going to fucking sign with this money? I'm going to take less on my contract, put that shit in the future, do a signing bonus, kick the can down the road. But let's get some fucking free agents in here first. Don't take for my contract and then go out and fucking draft another fucking quarterback with this bullshit. You know what I mean? Happy Aaron Rodgers is back. The Packers are once again Super Bowl contenders, and I don't have to watch a second legendary goddamn Green Bay Packers quarterback hit the fucking road somewhere else. I'm psyched as shit about it, man. Great fucking question, Jake. I love it. And we're in the door, man. That's all you can ask to be a team is be in the door. And if you lose Rodgers, we're not in the fucking door anymore. We got no fucking shot at the Super Bowl, at least not this next year. But yeah, man. Yeah, Courtney said that lizard looked like poo with teeth. I agree, dude. He did. He looked like poop with teeth. It looked like shithole salads. D Mitch says, Mike, what do you think about Rodgers? Oh, officially committing. We just talked about that. I feel sorry for Denver Broncos fans. Look, you got a great quarterback, but you got to deal with that corny motherfucker the rest of his goddamn career. Go Bronx! Go Bronx! I'm just gonna go out here. I'm gonna give it 110%. You know, I'm gonna be the first one in, the last one out. You know, sneaky good speed. I'm just gonna, eat my fucking vegetables. Go Bronx. Go Bronx. Like, it's so fucking annoying. Russell Wilson is not a real human being. Like, I just want someone with some bit of actual personality on my team, and he would drive me fucking nuts. It's like listening to a goddamn military commercial, watching him fucking talk. You know?
Do you want to see a magic trick? I'm gonna make all the comedy disappear. Done.
All right, I'll be right back. I got a pee. Good old JR thinks I want to fuck Ninja Turtles. What say you?
That you want to fuck Ninja Turtles?
I do.
Well, I mean, who doesn't want to go one-on-one with Donatello with all his kinky inventions? Probably Cozell says Doctor Strange review. I thought we did a Doctor Strange review a while ago. Maybe we didn't. I like Doctor Strange. I know that Mike doesn't like it, but I always liked it. I thought it was pretty fun. I always had a fun time when I watched that movie. Do magic tricks and things. But I also think the new Doctor Strange is gonna be absolutely insanely good. I mean, I really do. I mean, you got because Sam Raimi does feel like the perfect fit for a Doctor Strange movie. I mean, if you think about it, because Doctor Strange deals with a lot of like supernatural elements, and there's a lot of darker themes running through Doctor Strange, especially in the comic books. I feel like Sam Raimi could really pick up on that and thrive in that type of environment. So definitely. Sean Davis says pants, and less pants. I agree, Sean. Fuck those pants. Just let it fly free. Your ding-a-ling, let it be your call to freedom or your vagina. I froze there for a second. Let me get egg. Actions is Dead on Arrival. Thank you so much. Hey guys, it's been a while since I caught a live stream because of work, but I took the day off today. Just wanted to say congratulations to Jay on his engagement, and goddamn Michael. Hey, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate that. I missed you, sir. But I'm glad that you called in today and said, you know what? I'm just going to watch two mediocre, kind of not funny assholes on YouTube. And I really do appreciate that. That means a lot to me, but really do. Thank you, man. Thank you. Grim Skeeter says that Bruce Campbell is going to be in Doctor Strange 2. Is he? I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he kind of is all about following around. I mean, you know, not a despairing type of way, but he always does pop up in Sam Raimi films. That'd be cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Bruce Campbell in that. Blu-ray Addict says, do I have a favorite sitcom? Yeah, I don't think so. You know what sitcom I liked a lot back? I liked Grounded for Life. Grounded for Life was funny as shit to me. I think I started watching it after it was canceled, and I watched it all. I don't know what streaming service I used, but I watched them all. I thought Grounded for Life was really, really good. Music Benson, congratulations. Sean Turner says, Jay, you seen Peaky Blinders? No, except for that pervert that was peeking through my blinders. Oh my God. Get out of here with that joke. It's stupid. No, I've never seen it. My brother, Cody, I mentioned him a few times on here. He wants me to watch it. I've just never, I know it's good, and I know that a lot of people love it and like it, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to invest the time into watching it. Bumble Fritz says, what color lightsaber would you choose? Now, that's an interesting question, because if you go with the blue, then you're obviously going to be a Jedi Guardian. If you go with the green, you're a Jedi Consular, and the yellow is a Jedi Sentinel. Purple is just Mace Windu. Fucking what's up with these snakes on the plane situations. I think I would have to but I'm going to go with the basic. I think I'm going to go with Jedi Consular, because I would rather talk my way out of a fight before I use my shits, before I use my force powers. And that's also because I don't like to fight and I might lose. So I'd rather just like manipulate the situation and take advantage of it after I get them on my side, and then turn them into the authorities. That's called a narc. But yeah, I'd probably be a Jedi Consular. Sutter, Gillette, the best a man can get. Gillette. Hey, what's up, Jay? How's it going, my man? It's going good. It's going good. It's going good. We got a good little vote going on here. It's going to be a good debate. No one's killed each other yet, which is good. I like that. We don't want that to have. We don't want that to happen. Brian Linville says orange lightsaber is now canon. What the fuck is that? Orange? I mean, it's a cool looking. I mean, I'm sure it looks cool, but it's like you were birthed by a volcano. I don't get it. Sean says nerd. Definitely. Guys, let me tell you something about the Jedis. Okay, there's many different classes, and first off, you have to know the Force before you even consider it. But yes, I am. I'm a big nerd. Someone said Roseanne, by the way, as a favorite sitcom. Roseanne was really funny. I did like Roseanne a lot. Never got into Cheers though. I remember a lot of people when I was growing up loved Cheers, but I never got into Cheers at all. Buffalo Biscuits says, Jay, would you play Dr. Loomis for a 9 million in a full length motion picture? I mean, you could replace the million with 1,000 or 100. I would do it for 900. I honestly, you could do it for 9 pesos. I would do that shit in a heartbeat. I just think it'd be fun. And yeah, I ain't never been in a movie before, so I'd give it a shot. But yeah, I'd do it. Colton Candler says, Jay, did you get the Daredevil, the show vibes in the Batman? You know what? That's a really good point. I didn't, but maybe I did subconsciously. And now when you've said that, it's brought it up to the surface of my brain. That's true. It is very much. Yeah, I could see that. I definitely could see that. It's very much like a dark gothic type of retelling of the Batman, which is more along the lines of what they did with the Daredevil on Netflix. Yeah, I could see that for sure. D Mitch 14 says, Jay, who's your favorite YouTuber to watch? My favorite I watch it quite often, DDS TV. They literally record car crashes and they talk about road rage and shit like that. They don't record it, but people send in videos and stuff. I like DDS TV. I also like Nuke's Top 5, even though Nuke's is getting a little kind of stupid because it's like obviously people are sending in fake videos that are trying to prove paranormal and they're not real. But Adrian Ramirez says, God, is Mike filling a milk jug in there? His dick wouldn't fit in there. Are you kidding? It's a Pepsi bottle. But yeah, he probably is. Sean, I love the channels of Karen videos, Sean Davis. Yeah, Trend Talk Daily is really good. There was another one, Karen's Lives Matter, and then he got canceled by YouTube because he showed the full length unedited version of the fight, and that kind of sucks. But yeah, I like watching those public freakout videos. Public freakout videos are really good. Kirian Spiriti says, Jay, you need to more Michael and Dr. Loomis. I mean, I'm not gonna have sex with either one of them. I need to more them, but I know what you mean. We're gonna the Dr. Loomis and Michael videos will be back at some point. We'll get together and once the inspiration hits our buttholes, we'll have some good Loomis Meyer stuff for you.
Oh, sorry about that. My daughter was in the main bathroom, so I had to like sneak to the other bathroom to go take my tinkle.
Somebody said that you were trying to fill up a milk jug, and I was like, his dick wouldn't fit in the tip of the in the mouth of it. So
that's
it'd be
right.
a Pepsi bottle.
It's too small.
Don't be stupid.
Big.
Don't be stupid,
dude.
But yeah, I got the last super chat. It was just their first time back in a while. They and I cannot remember who they's was.
Dead on Arrival.
Yes, Dead on Arrival.
Sup,
and
dude?
They just gave me some congrats on the engagement and appreciate.
You got engaged?
Yeah, man, I did. I got engaged in a graveyard, and Tim Burton didn't direct it.
Did you listen to Kiss from a Rose while you did it?
No, but I should have done that before I drove there.
It would have tipped her off.
I should have. As we were driving up to the cemetery to visit my mom's marker, I should have had the Beetlejuice, that opening sequence, like, dum, 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 like you know how that Danny Elfman score. That's what I should have had going.
I've been rocking the fucking new Batman soundtrack, man.
It's fucking good. I just know that, dude. That when he comes on screen, that music that they use, I love it, dude. It's so intimidating. It's so good. By the way, I want to point out one thing that I misspoke. Monday stream, I think it was. I don't know if I said this, and if I did, I was wrong. Obviously, Robert Pattinson's not the tallest Batman. I thought he was. He's 6'3". Or no, he's 6'2". Christian Bale was actually 6'3", and Ben Affleck was like 6'5". But
beautiful man.
Yeah, but I thought that Pattinson was the tallest Batman that had ever rocked the cowl, but it was apparently Affleck at 6'5" and
that makes
300
sense.
And beautiful, 300 pounds and beautiful.
Courtney Reed says, Jay, can you do Pam for he's talking about Batman?
That's reaching into the old memories. That's like Indian in the cupboard.
I can't take it, Jason.
I was like, I watched it on the screen, Jason. This man in a cowl running around and avenging his parents' death. It was beautiful, Jason. But you're not so beautiful, are you? You let those campers come in here and have sex whenever they want with poor mother. Always looking. Jason, why aren't you like Batman, Jason? Mother hates you now. I'll have to, it's been a while since I've done that one, but yeah.
Austin says, if you got scarecrow gas, what would you see? Jay would probably eat all of the peaches, and Mike would get no more chickens. Love you guys. I think he means cock. Yeah, that's my biggest fear is no more cock.
Oh,
don't take my life, but not the cock.
If I got that fucking scare gas, I mean, all would happen is I'd wake up and still be married to that ex slut. I'd be like, the dreams of freedom was just that, a dream. That's what that would be the nightmare.
They called me Stamps. Thanks, buddy. He says, really appreciate that, man. He says, after watching the movie again, I think they could make a good Batman horror movie. Which villain do you think would be perfect for that? Personally, I think Professor Pig or Scarecrow would be perfect for a horror movie. I'm gonna agree with you on Scarecrow, dude. I think they did a great job with the Scarecrow visuals, especially when Batman was the one people were seeing through the gas and was like, oh, like bleeding and shit.
Yeah.
I'd be Scarecrow my pick for a Batman horror movie. I think Joker also fits in a Batman horror movie, even though Joker's been
depending
done
on there's so many different versions of him. You could pick a really scary one.
Yeah, I do disagree with a lot of people that think this new Batman's a horror movie, though. I don't see it at all. I don't see a horror movie
if they made a Batman horror movie, the villain, the one villain that comes to mind right away, and I'm like, dude, yeah, that would be Victor Zsasz. Like to do a full length Victor Zsasz Batman movie where he's going around killing people and slicing, in his skin how many people he's killed, and he's this crazy psycho fucker. Yeah, I think that, honestly, and another one I think that would be really good in a Batman movie is Killer Croc. Is or Man Bat. Either one, they're fucking scary. Like, I mean, really, they're scary. They're scary individuals.
Yeah. I was talking about that earlier. If they do Killer Croc, I'm fine with it, but do it fucking practical. Don't CGI it. They proved you can't CGI reptiles. It just does not fucking work. You know what I mean?
The thing that I would do with Killer Croc is I would literally keep him in the shadows and just make him like haunting and scary. You only see him a little bit, and when you do see him, it's like a quick little dart. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. Hey, speaking of the scores, let's do our favorite scores, you guys. And we're going to start going through these faster now. So be on the fucking quick draw McGraw on it, because the votes are going to start coming in a lot quicker. But what is your favorite Batman score? Is it going to be Hans Zimmer in the Nolan movies? Is it going to be
Hans,
the new guy?
He's so hot right now. Hansel's so hot right now. Hansel.
I can't remember his first name. I think it's Michael, but I'm just going to put Giacchino, the Batman. Is it going to be the guy who did Forever, which is Elliot Goldenthal? Batman Forever. Or final option, is it going to be the great Danny Elfman? Which of these did your favorite Batman score? You guys, I'll start this one by saying my favorite is actually, even though I know that it's not my favorite movie and all that, and everybody hates my asshole for it, but my favorite score is the new one. Of all the scores, dude, that the Giacchino score, that fucking dun,
it's organic.
Fuck, I'm like breaking the law, dun. It's fucking amazing.
It makes you feel like if you're watering your Chichia pets, you're badass. Like, I mean, you can make something as simple and dumb as that seem badass.
I was listening to it in the truck, listening to it driving around in the rain, and I just felt like the coolest fucking guy of all time. And at the gym too, I felt like
you were driving a truck. You just sound like I was driving a truck and listening to that score, and I sound like a redneck. I pull up and get my dip.
Hey, I didn't buy like a big old diesel hog or nothing. I just got a Tacoma. But
a pretty big truck.
It's decent size, but it's the move shit. I got a lot of now that we own the house, I got a lot of fucking shit to do. I got trees and stuff to pull out. I don't know.
Thank God it wasn't a Durango.
But no, that would be my number one, is the new one. Actually, my second favorite one's probably going to be Hans Zimmer's score, just because there's just so much of it to delve into. Number three, and a close three to that, would be Danny Elfman's for what he did, because that was that was our childhood. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like when they first start the first Batman movie and it's running through the symbol and that scores, holy shit. And then lastly, and I think it was a great score, but the Batman Forever score was still pretty fucking rocking. They just used it way too much in that movie.
Yeah, my list is pretty similar, except for my number one is going to be Hans Zimmer. I think that guy does, like, what he did was just magic, man. Like, he was able to put into the music not only like a hopeful like tone or tune to it, but also a very dramatic, dark tune. Like, I don't know, and it balanced out really well. I mean, especially Man of Steel. And then you go into the BVS in the score that he did for The Dark Knight and the Nolan trilogy. I feel like he was able to did Hans Zimmer? Yeah, Hans Zimmer did Man of Steel and BVS.
He did BVS with Junkie XL. I didn't include that one, but yeah.
But he did Man of Steel also, didn't he? I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Yep.
So, but there's something, he knows how to get something out of those characters. Like when he did Man of Steel, he knew how to get that hopeful type of music out of Superman. And I think the same way in Batman, and especially in the Nolan trilogy, it's very distinct, and it's very like it's got a good balance between hope and despair in some way. So yeah, it's Hans Zimmer for me. Danny Elfman is second for me. I feel like what Danny Elfman brought to Batman was if Tim Burton gave Batman life after Adam West, then Danny Elfman was the person that also co-authored the resurrection of Batman with that music, with that score, specifically the very end of Batman 89, when the camera pans up and he's standing on the gargoyle, and that music, that triumphant music, the Batman is here kind of thing. So fucking well done. So good. And then my third is, I'll put the Batman in there. And I don't know the guy's name. It's a very, when I said earlier that when the Batman is on screen, when that music comes on, it's very raw. It's very like organic. It just feels like, it feels like that music fits the type of Batman they're going for in this city, like a very intimidating, but and also terrifying presence that's stalking the streets of Gotham, taking down the bad guys. And then the last is the Batman Forever guy. And look, I think he had some decent scores in him, but I think that it's just very hokey. It's very circusy. And I know that was the whole point of Batman Forever, but you can kind of see where it's just, it doesn't really work as far as like, when you see it makes Batman, the music, by the way, the music is really important into a Batman movie. The music makes a character, or makes the character as much as the cowl does in a lot of ways. And that music was very hokey and kind of stupid sounding. And it was like a very much a Kenner cartoon music.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's my list.
Same as me, only Zimmer's your first and the Batman score's your second, right?
No, my third. Danny Elfman's my second.
Okay, gotcha. So, all right, ending your all's poll. And I'm going to do one more quick one because there's a lot of BVS. I didn't think there would be. I love the BVS score. I'll do one more quick one after this, and I'll cut out whichever one comes in last place. I'll cut out and replace with BVS. We'll let you guys vote on that again real quick while we do a couple super chats. But as far as this poll goes, number one is Michael Giacchino's from the Batman, 45%.
Very good.
Number two is Danny Elfman, 32%. Number three is Hans Zimmer's Nolan movie scores with 21%. And then dead last, Dip last, Goldenthal with Batman Forever at 2%.
You got dead, son. 2%. You got dead. Dad, go save yourself. Dad, go. I mean that's fine. I mean, yeah, and the Batman is like I said, it's got a very raw soundtrack to it. I mean, and it works, but I don't know, man. Like, there's just something about Hans Zimmer and Daniel. I swear to God, I would sign a lifetime contract for every Superman movie that comes out with Hans Zimmer. And maybe that's why I have so much draw to him, because of how well he did on Man of Steel.
Yeah. No, dude, that fucking Man of Steel.
I mean, I know that's like the Broken Arrow, but I know, but it's got that same kind of like, I don't know, like this muted hope to it. I don't know.
Yeah, and like Zimmer's The Dark Knight, Zimmer's Nolan scores, it's weird. Like, they have little moments of greatness, but it builds so slowly. So like when you listen to them by themselves, it's like such a slow fucking build. And like that one track on the Man of Steel one was the best one. I can't remember the fucking name of it.
I don't know.
The main one.
Well,
holy shit, that was great.
And I'm not saying that it outshines John Williams' Superman score from Christopher Reeve or anything, but it's up. I mean, it's high, dude. Like, it's high. Like when he was doing the flight, when he's trying to learn how to fly, dude, goddamn.
Yeah, that may be the name of it. Might have taken flight. For sure, man. Yeah. So and let's take a quick look. I gave you guys vote really, really fast because this one's about to go off. I just want to see where BVS landed amongst these other ones because it was getting a lot of love. But it looks like it's actually technically the same. On the new vote, it looks like the Batman is still number one. Number two is the Nolan trilogy. Number three is Elfman scores, and BVS came in with 18%, close to Elfman's, but came in with 18%. So that was, I guess I was right not to include that one in the first one. But D Mitch 14, only one can exist: Halloween or Batman franchises. Go. You
shut the fuck up. You know what? You need to take your ass back home and tell your mom or your dad that you didn't get hugged enough. How dare you bring that question to here?
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Well, obviously this is a this is a horror channel, so we're gonna have to say Michael Myers. But in my heart, I'll say fuck you.
God, that hurts to even think about, man. It's got to be Halloween, dude. Just because we made a career talking about Halloween.
I'm hoping that the Joker like kidnaps you, and like makes a video with you.
That shit was cruel, dude. That was cruel. That was a real Sophie's Choice, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was really bad. That's like, hey, it's like, hey, if you don't kill your grandma that's on life support, your whole family gets blown up.
I will say though,
You're like, but I love my granny.
One of my absolute favorite fucking Batman scores of all time was the opening to BVS, A Beautiful Lie, with Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL, when like the pearls are flying in the air, pearl necklace, you know, and it's doing that beautiful fucking piano. Man, that shit was awesome.
And there's a lot of argument that can be made that, you know, the actual defining theme for Batman will always be Danny Elfman, but I think that's just because he was there first. I mean, he actually took it seriously.
And again, look what he had to work with. Before that, it was dun. Well,
I mean, Danny Elfman, by the way, Danny Elfman had done like awesome shit. I mean, he did Beetlejuice, and like he has distinctive sounds. But what he did with Batman, like, I mean, goddamn, that like it was impressive, man.
Mark Dorman says, once again, forgot James Newton Howard with Zimmer. Well, I like Fig Newtons, Mark. I know. Yeah, I keep on. Yeah, I know he's been mentioned. I've seen people post about that. Yeah, but it's like.
Hans Zimmer definitely had help in making the sound.
I mean, when you say John Carpenter, everybody doesn't say John and Cody Carpenter score. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's this one and the same. And Giacchino is pronounced Giuchino. Well, fuck you. So, I'm just kidding.
What happened?
He said it's pronounced Giacchino.
How?
Somebody better get me my Dunkachino.
Give me my Giacchino.
Riker H says Michael Myers versus Bruce Wayne death battle. Man, I don't know. Bruce Wayne would
Michael Myers versus Bruce Wayne. Michael Myers kills that ass. He has to have his bat suit and gadgets to fucking survive.
Yeah, Laurie Strode survived them. You telling me Bruce Wayne couldn't? That's the thing that gets
Bruce Wayne. But here's the thing. Bruce Wayne, depending on which Bruce Wayne you're talking about, that's also very important, because depending on which Bruce Wayne you're talking about, some Bruce Waynes can survive on their own, but other Bruce Waynes have become completely reliant on their bat shit.
Yeah.
So if they don't have their bat suit and their gadgets,
that's true. Christian Bale couldn't even lift a simple log.
Actually, Christian Bale would be up there, because Christian Bale did lose himself in the world and learn all those jujitsu shit.
He took on 7 prisoners at once. Michael couldn't even kill a fucking babysitter.
Tiger, a crane.
I'd actually have to go Bruce Wayne. I really think that'd be Bruce Wayne. I mean, like, because again, like, a babysitter survived.
But it also depends on when Michael Myers caught him. Was he like surprised? Was he coming out, taking a dump at a gallery or something, or a galleria?
But I think Michael Myers works because he's preying on innocent. Like,
you know what's really weird about Michael Myers, though? Have you ever thought about it? Michael Myers actually would be a really good Batman villain, like in the Rogues gallery. Mm-hmm. I think that Michael Myers could work in the Batman world.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if he was like a serial killer,
serial killer.
Coffee Republic says, y'all sleeping on the best Seal Kiss from a Rose. Well, we're not soundtracks. We're just talking about scores. Soundtracks.
Still Kiss from a Rose is great. But I mean, then I got to throw it up to R. Kelly, Gotham City. I like that movie, that song a lot.
I like that song, but it clearly shows that R. Kelly didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Like, Gotham City is the opposite of a city of peace and justice. Like,
no, I think you know what I mean? Because you need a Batman and Robin. Because we all need it. It was somehow like Batman and Robin, but also on top of that, you two, Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me. I mean, obviously, but I mean, Batman Forever takes that as soundtracks go.
Forever's Batman the best score or soundtrack. Yeah, no doubt, dude. It's Forever. But you can blow his head off and have it your way.
You know what's weird is I think it was Batman and Robin that we talked about, that Jewel song.
Oh, yeah, it was.
That's so weird that was even on that soundtrack. But I mean, because they never played it once during the movie, and it was never like, it's like Joel was like blowing some producer to get that song on the fucking CD.
Okay, let's do it. Let's fucking keep the train rolling fast to the point. No faking. Hey, what's the best motherfucking Bruce Wayne, y'all? We got, and I'm not including everybody because I only have 4 options, but obviously Ben Affleck's going to be in there. All right. Ben Affleck's going to be in there. Christian Bale's going to be in there.
Michael Keaton's.
Mike Keaton's going to be in there. Can't do without Mike Keaton.
Woo. Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer's got to be in there. And like,
look, okay. We only can do it 4 at a time. So that kind of sucks.
This is the thing. We can only do 4 at a time. So look, we're obviously leaving out when we do this Pattinson, and we're leaving out George Clooney.
Yeah.
Look, and I think both of those would come in last place. Pattinson, like I absolutely
I think Clooney would
Bruce
be
Wayne
over Pattinson.
Yeah,
as Bruce Wayne, just because I mean, just
Yeah.
no, I mean, still the Batman's still my favorite, but he was never like a good Bruce Wayne because he's not supposed to be in the movie.
Yeah, and I do got to be fair here to Pattinson's Bruce Wayne. He wasn't in it a lot, even though I didn't like what I did see of him either. He wasn't in it a lot, so it's really an unfair battle. So
Okay, yeah, so we'll just leave those two out. That's fine.
Yeah. So all right, man. I went first last time. So how do you rank these four? And then
Okay.
go since even though we're not going to do it, go ahead and just rank them all.
Okay, so yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that. All right, so my number one Bruce Wayne. Dude, I gotta be honest with y'all. I feel like I'm in an AA meeting. I'm like, all right, I slipped up and I took a drink at the bar down the street called Irish Luckies, and I did it when on my way here. It's Val Kilmer as my favorite Bruce Wayne.
I like the nuts on your back.
They're huge, man. They're hurting my legs. And the reason why, dude, Val Kilmer is such an underrated. I don't think he's just an underrated Bruce Wayne. I think he's an underrated Batman. I mean, he really did do such a phenomenal job with both roles that I don't think anybody can really argue that he's not a perfect combo. He just had a really bad director and a bad like studio that was in a script. But I think that Val Kilmer is literally, he's so smooth and obviously, you know, he's a good looking guy and he's got everything together as Bruce Wayne. Then he's got the intimidation factor down, and he's got the brooding down as Batman. He just plays that duality perfectly on screen. I've ever like really ever. The second for me is Christian Bale. I have problems with him as Batman. I don't think he's a good Batman at all, but I think he's a good Bruce Wayne only because of his American Psycho background. I think he just plays that shit. Like it's not really any different than what he's played before. He's got a suit and a tie. He's supposed to be better than you. He's egotistical. I feel like that's why he does it. I mean, and he's also a phenomenal actor. Let's not get that wrong too. My next one would be Michael Keaton. I mean, Michael Keaton is fun. He's a fun-loving Bruce Wayne, but at the same time, he's kind of the thing about Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne. And again, I'm not going back and like trying to shit all over 89 Batman or Batman Returns or anything like that, but I do kind of see where a lot of people were. And again, Michael Keaton does a phenomenal job. Don't get me wrong, as Bruce Wayne and Batman, but I could see where people back in the 80s were like, "Oh, it's just going to be Mr. Mom playing Batman." When you see him as when you see Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne, it is very much like the dad kind of guy from Mr. Mom. He's got this dad vibe to him or something. Like he's like, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." And then when he's like, "Oh, well, I goes, how do you know us from Japan?" He goes, "Because I bought it in Japan." Like I don't know. It's just this very like comic type of approach in some way. And again, it's not that it's not charming. It's still charming and it still works, but it's not the kind of Bruce Wayne that would be smooth with all the answers, and where he stumbles over his fucking self when he meets Vicky Vale for the first time and he forgets his name. I'm like, yeah, I get how that plays for the character for this particular version, but I don't think Bruce Wayne would do that. Bruce Wayne would just be like, "Y'all want to fuck and drink Cristal?" Like, and then after that, goes, "What's he up to now?" He's in Morocco. He says there's no way he could have grabbed your ass. Goes, "What's he up to now?" Okay, and then the last one is the last Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck. But again, Ben Affleck's sexy as fuck. I like Ben Affleck a lot, and I think he's one of the best Batmen I've ever seen in my life. But I feel like there's something caricature about his Bruce Wayne. It very much looks like a cutout of a magazine, like on Vogue or some shit when he does Batman. I'm not saying or Bruce Wayne. I'm not saying it's not good, but again, I also will point this out to the fact that we've never had a full-on fleshed out version of Ben Affleck as Batman and Bruce Wayne. We've never had it. True. You get like tiny bits of it. Yeah. So it's probably, dude, I know people are they're gonna ream my asshole, and it's gonna be like the Whistling City, of Chicago, Chicago Tunnel. It's just gonna, when I fart, it's just gonna sound like that. It's gonna be no, man. Hey, because I put Val Kilmer as my number one. Bruce Wayne.
It, dude. I dig it. My number one's gonna be Bale. And I've always said that. Like, I think Bale dude, like for what he did in the suit was what he did in the suit. I know he was overacting a little bit with our where were the other drugs going? Oh.
Where's the trigger? Shit, I gotta take a dump. He always sounds like he's in a rush to take a dump.
You will never get to an ordinary son of
just for God's sake, give me the goddamn number.
But dude, what he did, like, just, and you're right, the American psychoness to it, notwithstanding, like he had all the duality going on there, and like you got to see every part of it. You got to see Bruce Wayne go into the streets and learn how to fight as Bruce Wayne. You got to see young Bruce Wayne. You got to see Bruce Wayne struggling with wanting to be Batman, almost, and they very barely touched on almost the same way Pattinson was. But when Michael Caine would come to him like, no, you got to do this shit. And then you got to see Bruce Wayne be full on Playboy Bruce Wayne. And I just think he owned that better than anybody else did. So, and also he did some badass shit on his own as Bruce Wayne. Like when he fucked up the people who crashed Harvey Dent's party, and he like broke the gun in half, and was like, oh, thank God you have a panic room. He's like, fuck you bitches. Wow.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't say nothing to that hoe.
Yeah,
you're sucking the senator's dick. I don't care about you.
Yeah, but he was definitely my favorite Bruce Wayne. But a close second is for me is actually Affleck. And I thought about this. I think the single best moment of Bruce Wayne on live action screens is the opening to Batman vs Superman, man, where he's just wearing that fucking suit. Ben Affleck looking good as fuck in that suit, by the way.
Yeah, he
You
did.
know, driving that fucking Durango, wherever the fuck it was, you know, running into the smoke of the city collapsing on itself, saving that little girl, and looking fucking pissed when he looked up at fucking at Superman or whatever. And then also, like, then when they show him working the fuck out and how big he was getting, like the stress that he put on himself. I like that he was a fucking drunkard. He was kind of a pillhead too. Like he
definitely was a pillhead.
Yeah, he wakes up in his flat, in his fucking penthouse or whatever, and he's got this naked girl in the bed, and he's got like a couple bottles pills. He's drank the whole wine set. I like it, and I don't like him because of that. I like that he was a
broken kind of guy,
older, been through it all type of fucking Bruce Wayne, and I really enjoyed that.
By the way, when he's rushing home in that Jeep and he's pissed off when he looks up and he sees Superman wrecking the city with Zod, doesn't that remind you of if your mom called your dad and tells your dad that he told me to shut up, and your dad just leaving work early to get home and beat the fuck out of you?
Yeah, exact same face.
Like, but I've seen that look before. I fucked up.
I just like his whole, I like everything about his Bruce Wayne. So he's my second favorite. And then my third favorite is going to be Keaton. And Keaton doesn't look at all like you would imagine Bruce Wayne to look. Like he just looks like a dude who he looks like his character in The Other Guys, who just works at the fucking Bed Bath & Beyond as like a salesman. You know what I mean?
You know what? What was that movie that it wasn't just Mr. Mom. There's a movie that he did. He worked at like an automobile factory, and he lost it was like all about the union. I can't remember. It was like
I know a movie you're talking. I can't think of the name of it either.
So exactly. He was kind of like that guy, like an everyday kind of blue collar guy kind of guy.
And then Multiplicity the same way. Like he just doesn't look like you would imagine Bruce Wayne to look. So it's more of a look thing with him. But he's my third favorite because when like the moment Batman Returns where he steps up and looks at the light, you know, or when he rips off the bat mask at the end of Batman Returns and he's wearing the suit, like it just looks right. And then also the way he interacted with Alfred. And then, you know, I just think that he was it's hard to like put a finger in his butt about exactly why he was still great.
It's hard to do that.
But also he showed nuts as Bruce Wayne. That moment where Joker's in the house and he walks in there and he's smart enough to put the chest plate and the china in his chest because he knows he's going to get shot. Yeah. And the whole, you want to get nuts? Let's get, like, that was my favorite. And then my last is going to be Val Kilmer. Not because he was bad. You're right. He was really good. Val Kilmer's a fucking great actor. You know, and that's why he was so good. I just think he was a victim of the movie that he was in.
Well, that's why I mean, it's weird. Well, we agree on the third anyway, but the Val, and I know it's a controversial choice. It's like CNN or Fox. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch MSNBC because they're fair. But no, controversial, emotional damage. But no, I feel like Val Kilmer is one of those guys. You know, I feel like the reason why he's overlooked in a lot of ways is because Batman Forever is literally riddled with so much terrible script writing and just a terrible overall movie. While you like certain aspects of it, the villains are forgettable. But I feel like Val Kilmer in any other situation, dude, you imagine what Val Kilmer would have been like as Batman under someone like Nolan. Oh my God, get out of my fucking face.
Yeah, it would have been, dude, it would have been amazing.
Because you imagine that Kilmer, okay? I'm talking about young Kilmer taking on Heath Ledger's Joker. and that dynamic being set up.
It would have been amazing, dude. Yeah, you can't tell me Val Kilmer couldn't have been the best.
Dude,
Bruce
well,
Wayne.
and I know we left him off the list, but it's the same with George Clooney. George Clooney is another guy that I think that George Clooney is a really spectacular Bruce Wayne, but he's a shitty Batman. But I think that's because of the script, and it's even worse for him though, because like that movie is complete dog shit.
Yeah, it's true. And the chat has voted. Their number one. The audience's number one is Christian Bale at 43%. Their number two, Michael Keaton. They ranked him even higher than we did, 30%. Okay. Number three, Ben Affleck at 18%. And number four, Val Kilmer at 7%, 135 votes.
All right, you all racist. So that's y'all racist against Val Kilmer. No, is it because he has jaw cancer now? You motherfuckers. Is it jaw cancer or is it throat cancer? I don't know. I hope he gets better. I love Val Kilmer. But no, yeah, I get it, man. I get it. I mean, I can't argue with Michael Keaton being number two. I can't.
Yeah, and all honestly, they're all good choices. I mean, the top four are the top four. They're all fucking good. Mm-hmm. All right, Batmobile. Best Batmobile. Now, we can only pick four for this first part. So I think we both agree that the 89 Returns Batmobile, even though there's slight variances, can go in one slot.
Very, very different. Yeah, not very different, but very slight. Yeah.
Yeah. The Tumbler, probably going to be in there, right? It's a big one.
Yeah, Tumbler, the new Batmobile.
The Batman Batmobile's got to be in there. And then we only have one slot.
I call it the Charger / Vin Diesel Dick Batmobile.
Now, this is going to be kind of between me and you to decide the fourth slot, just to move things along. So we don't have to do 2 whole votes for everything. At this point, the last Batmobile is going to be between what? It's going to be between the Batman and Robin mobile or the Batman Forever mobile.
Well, the BVS, the BVS,
or the BVS mobile.
Okay, well, let's just save the suspense. I'd rather put the Batman Forever mobile in there.
It's my favorite too.
Well, no, because if you look at the Batman and Robin, the Batmobile, why it is kind of cool in a certain way. It's a 1-seater. Like Batman was like, fuck nobody getting in my ride because I'm afraid of my the leather getting damaged. And the BVS mobile, you only saw it for a little bit, and you saw it in Justice League, not enough to really. I don't know. I would, it's not. Batman Forever was so unique and different.
And here's what we'll do. Me and Jay will go through ours really quick because a lot of people are saying BVS, and I want to make sure we make the votes fair. So I will do another poll, and I will include the BVS one right after this one. So we'll do 2. We gotta get BVS in there. We're gonna give the people what they fucking want, man.
Fine. Fuck it.
So what's your number one out of these? 89.
89.
Tumbler.
89.
Yeah.
89.
Mine too.
I mean, I think it speaks, I don't really need to explain why. I mean, it's fucking iconic, man. Like it's the coolest looking car I've ever seen Batman drive, period. It's even got shields.
You're dead on, dude. Like maybe that's part nostalgia, but to me, it's not just that. Not only is my favorite Batmobile, my favorite toy literally of all time. Like it just looks so fucking cool, and that came out of fucking nowhere. You gotta imagine, like everybody else is basing their Batmobiles off of other people's fucking Batmobiles. Yeah, they made that Batmobile out of fucking thin air. They had nothing but that badass convertible red one that they did to base it off of, and look what they did with that.
Dude, that Batmobile looks like,
dude.
Yeah, dude, it looks like a Corvette fucked a Ferrari.
It does,
and I like it,
and like an Air Force jet. I gotta change my battery.
Yeah, I love I love the original Batmobile. I mean, 100%, hands down. Like it is the greatest Batmobile that Batman has literally ever driven. It was a 2-seater, so he could get comfortable with the ladies if he wanted to, or if he wanted to pick up bitch boy Robin from school or whatever. It was just a really cool car, and it had the guns, it had the machine guns. Oh my god, when he goes to the factory in 89 Batman and he blows the shit out of everything. Oh god, come on. It's not fair how cool and sexy that car was. And I'm not even a car guy, but even I got wood when I see that car. And I'll wait for Mike to get back and fix his camera.
I'm here. It's not
okay. Well, I was gonna say my second favorite car is Batman Forever. And again, I know it's not it's not the best movie or anything like that, but when I saw that car, dude, it looked good as shit. Like, I mean, that blue underglow, the way that it all, like, I don't know, and the fins on the back, I was like, that motherfucker mean business though. Like when he pulls up, you better get your ass in the back cuffs because he's gonna fuck your shit up. The only thing that was weird about that car, I don't remember it really having any kind of cool weapons. but it just looked really cool. It looked really, I don't know, like if someone went to a rave party and threw up on a car. I still thought it was amazing. I think that the Batman Forever car is so unique and different, and it's gonna hold the number 2 spot for me for sure. And then my number 3 will be the Batman car. That motherfucker looked mean. Like that's what I liked about it. It looked like Jaws coming out of an alleyway trying to chomp off the penguin's little wiener. Like and you know when he revved that. By the way, one of the best ever chase sequences with the Batmobile happened in the Batman movie between him and the Penguin. When he was coming out of the alleyway and he was revving the engine and it was kind of jumping at the Penguin, it was an intimidation type of scenario that the Batman was trying to pull off. Dude, that car looks fucking sexy. It was so interesting and well done, and it does look like the Vin Diesel Charger that you see at the end of the Fast and the Furious, but with just so many good amazing upgrades to it. It's number 3 for me because it also maintains that sports car kind of cool, sleek factor when I think of Batman, but it's got like a muscle to it. And then my last would be the Tumbler. I like the Tumbler. I mean, the Tumbler was cool.
Hey, I'm trying to fucking fix this. I don't know what's going on. Give me just a second.
Your shit's gray. I can't see your face. You hiding. Mike's on a current affair right now. I gotta change his voice. But no, it's the Tumbler. And the Tumbler, well, like I said, it's a cool car. It's unique, it's different. No other car had been like that before. And of course, Nolan had to do something different because of what, you know, again, look at the history. Batman and Robin was terrible. And what they had done with that entire franchise is butt fucked it to eternity. So he's like, we got to change everything, top to bottom, socks and all. And he did. And he also changed the Batmobile. The Tumbler itself, while a cool tank, which is basically what it is, it's not. It's very military, military-ish. I know it's. I also, by the way, I know that he gets it from the research and development thing with Lucius Fox, but it just, to me, like I felt like the Batmobile in the Nolan films was always kind of like a back burner kind of thing. I don't know. The coolest part about the Nolan Batmobile was in The Dark Knight when the motherfucker turns into a motorcycle. I thought that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like hands down, the coolest thing that the Batmobile had ever done. Versus up to that point, it was in Batman Returns when he flips off the sides of the car and goes to the alleyway. And it becomes like a big, you know, big dick rocket going through the alleyway. But yeah, so at the end is the fourth one is the Tumbler. But you know, I understand why people would pick it at a higher rate, but I just feel like the Tumbler is not a Batmobile. Dude, you look like you're on Chris Hansen. Mike looks like he just got busted by Chris Hansen.
Jesus Christ, I look like I came out of a fucking shoe.
That's terrible. Mike,
hey, does this look picture quality or what?
It looks like shit. I said it looked like you just got busted by Chris Hansen.
I know.
Like he just walked into your house. He's like, hey, why don't you have a seat?
Yeah, dude, I had to switch the I had to switch the thing. The fucking piece of shit wouldn't work. Hang on, let me try this real quick. Give me just 1 second. Sorry, everybody.
No, it's fine. I mean, it works though.
Yeah, give me just a sec.
Okay, well, it's back to my fat face. So otherwise, my ranking is done. So I have nothing else to talk about except I don't know. What do you guys think about the comic book Batman versus Spawn? That was a great comic book. I know it's off topic, but why not? Let's talk about it. Or I don't think it was called Batman versus Spawn. I think it was just Batman Spawn. It's a great comic book, by the way. Very underrated. If you guys are a fan of Spawn and you guys are a fan of Batman, go do yourself a favor and check that book out. It's yeah, it was a one shot. It was, you know, a crossover between Image and DC, but they used the characters of Batman and Spawn in a really cool way. And I thought it was well done because, you know, that it just makes so much sense because Spawn and Batman would be allies, I think. Spawn has a very aggressive way, more like the Punisher, because he does kill criminals, but he's also more of like a dark Avenger watching from the shadows to right the wrongs, like Batman is. So it was a really interesting crossover. By the way, I don't remember the name, but I did see from a hot minute ago. I don't remember when I read it, but there was a comment about whether or not Mike and I would react to the the Kenobi trailer and give our thoughts on it. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get together at some point next week, I think, in person, and I'll do a Kenobi trailer. I've not seen it, so hopefully I hope it's good. I know that Ewan McGregor is coming back to play Obi-Wan. I have the high ground, Anakin, and I hope it's great. And I also heard Hayden Christensen is supposed to come back and reprise his role as the old Anakin. You thought you had the high ground, but then I was wrong, and I lost my legs and my fucking arms because Obi-Wan chopped them off Skywalker. So, yeah. And again, maybe I should get back on Batman topics because I don't know where Mike is. So let's just keep talking about Batman, right? And I know you guys have done I'm sure you guys are done voting, but we'll talk about Batman. Let me ask you all a question. Do you think that Catwoman needs to be in any Batman movie whatsoever? Because I don't. And I'm not saying that she's not important. Obviously, Catwoman is very important to the lore and mythos of Batman. But I mean, honestly, though, having her in the movie, I feel like it detracts from what I'm there for. And I think 99% of people are there for is the Batman story and what's going on with him. If you just have this very sexy woman running around in leather that she got from Kohl's that's too tight for her body, I don't know. I just feel like it's distracting. And I feel like the same way with Robin, but that's my thoughts. And now I'm just going to sit here and, you know what? Hold on. Let me see. Because what happened is the comments weren't working, so I couldn't read what you guys. Let me see. There we go. I got you. Now it works because the comments weren't working correct. So I got it. Haddonfield 88 says, yes, I need her latex body. Well, that's a sex doll, man. And that's okay. But we don't need it in a Batman movie. Kane B says, did you play Injustice? I didn't play it because I'm not good at I used to be good at the Mortal Kombat type games, but I fell out of practice, so I never finished. But I watched the story campaign or whatever. Somebody else played it and I watched it on YouTube. Really good, well done, amazing. And I think that's where Zack Snyder was trying to go with his version, and it got lost, and directors or producers got changed, and people were assholes. But yeah, thank God. Holy shit. I've been like literally bullshitting. I mean, it's been fun, by the way. I mean, I don't want you guys to think I was like bullshitting because I'm not like liking talk to you, but when I have no direction, I literally will talk about everything and anything. I mean, at some point we're going to talk about solitaire. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody. I don't know what the fuck happened. My camera just took a giant shit. So, but we're gonna survive. We're gonna make it through. Where the fuck were we, by the way?
Well, we did our rankings.
Okay.
For that, and now we just need to read off the vote.
All right, I got the vote here. 89 Returns Batmobile comes in at number 1, 46%.
I believe that is true.
Number 2, people agree with us as well, with the Batman coming at 36%. Now,
again,
by the way,
I feel like you are true.
The Batman may be the fucking prettiest of all of them. I mean, it's a badass looking car. My only problem with it is that there's no weapons on it. You know, like at least not that we saw. It didn't really do anything.
No,
except
Batman.
for
No,
look
Batman.
badass.
No, in the original, it literally blows up the factory. It has guns on it.
No, I'm talking about the Batman. I'm talking about the new one.
Oh, the
Like,
new one.
Yeah, it's badass.
Well,
As it looks,
I mean,
but
yeah.
still.
Well, I thought he did something when he was being chased, but I might be wrong. I don't know.
It could be. Tumblr comes in third place for them. I never said mine. The Tumblr actually would have been my last one on this one.
Yeah,
by the way.
I had the last two.
It does cool shit. I just don't like it. It never felt like a Batmobile to me. And then
It's too
Batman
military.
70%.
It's just it looks like a little tank.
Yeah. So real quick, you guys wanted the BVS to be added to it, so we will take BVS and put it. We'll do the same thing, but we'll just take out the last place Batman Forever one, BVS Mobile, the Batman, and Jay, I've already given ours, but let's see, the Batman, Batman 89 Returns, or finally, what was the last one? The Tumbler.
Yeah,
Tumbler came in almost last place. So.
Dude, your camera angle and the way that the light looks, you look like you're an Unfriended Part 3 of the Dark Web too.
I know, dude.
Like
That's
I
what I had to
can't.
do.
Like someone's gonna burst in behind you and slit your throat, and they're gonna be like, "Give me my laptop back." I'm like, I didn't steal no goddamn laptop.
I literally had to go grab the one of the old webcams from like the drawer because the Canon just wouldn't connect and like hook it up real quick. So it's a piece of shit. I'm filming with a fucking potato right now. But
I feel like I'm interviewing you from like Afghanistan. Like you're hiding in a bunker.
I know, yeah. And we're here with the latest news from the war.
It's like, what's it feel like to load your pants up with poop and urine because you can't go to the bathroom?
Pretty much, dude. That's how I feel right now because I actually have to pee so fucking bad. But all right, let's see here. I already read that one. And then
y'all vote fast. Come on, y'all.
Yeah,
we come on, y'all.
Get that shit in there. Riker H said, "What if Mel Gibson was Batman?" The '89 film. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I would have loved it.
Right.
I would have loved it. And by the way, you know who was up for that movie also was Warren Beatty. I think Warren Beatty would have knocked it out of the park. You know, 1989 Warren Beatty.
I would have taken Keaton over him though, but yeah, he would have.
Well, Warren Beatty was an actual established dramatic. I mean, I think Warren Beatty would have killed it. But Warren Beatty,
Dick Tracy.
Well, yeah, Dick Tracy. But I mean, dude, it's Warren fucking Beatty. There was a lot. Dude, Harrison Ford was the most terrible idea that they had because he was also up for it. Harrison Ford for that role. And nah, that ain't working for me, dog.
I could have seen that though, actually a little bit.
Well, I mean, everybody's gonna. Well, the problem is he had too much baggage. It's Indiana Jones and Han Solo.
Yeah. Get off my plane. All right, so that vote ended, and Batman came in first again. Second place was the Batman. Third place was BVS, though. The Batmobile from BVS came in above the Tumbler, which came in at only 6%. So BVS, and like, look, I love the Snyder films. As you guys know, I ranked BVS above the Batman, but I never liked that Batmobile. The picture that he released looked fucking badass, but on screen, it was way too CGI looking for me to ever really love it, you know?
Well, I feel like it goes back to the same. I mean, you really only saw it really perform in Justice League, doing anything. And then, you know, because your whole thing is that you never saw the Batman Forever card do shit. And it didn't really do anything in BVS. It didn't do shit. It just looked cool. But at the same time, I also feel like the BVS Batmobile it never got a full film.
Yeah.
So you never really saw it like in the way that a Batman movie should portray one of the main characters, which is the Batmobile in a movie.
Yeah, no, that's true as well. All right, so let's knock out another big one. Got another big one coming up right here for your buttholes to tangle with in the night. We never did this one. You'd think we had by now, but best live action Batman, the guy in the bat suit, not Bale, not all the other stuff, but the best Batman in the bat suit. Mm-hmm. Which one's it going to be? We'll start off with the top 4 options, which I'm going to believe are going to be Robert Pattinson. And they're going to be Bruce Wayne. I mean, Ben Affleck.
Who's that?
Seems so much like
a secret
Bruce to me.
I didn't know Bruce Wayne was Batman. What the fuck? Dude, finding out in our world, finding out Bruce Wayne is Batman will be akin to finding out like Kanye West was Batman. Like, or Elon Musk is Batman. You'd be like, what? No, yeah. In our world, finding out Bruce Wayne is Batman would be like Elon Musk being Batman.
Well, I guess you know what we have to have a fight first before we can even get into that. By the way, we have to have a fight. Who's going to be
With our shirts
the
off or no? I mean,
jelly.
just a regular, just a regular fight. Okay, a verbal fight.
It's going to be between who makes the actual poll. We'll do it this way. Of the last place options, I know one of them won't make it, but I'm going to put them in there anyway because I have to, because I have room for them right now. But it's going to be between. Man, what the fuck? Hang on.
A lot of shit going on.
Okay. All right. Of these three options, which one's going to make the top 4 list? Okay, and then we'll do the top 4. But of these three options, you've got Val Kilmer, George Clooney, or Christian Bale. Who survives this?
I already know. I already know what the chat's going to pick. But I would put Val Kilmer in there personally. But
actually, I think maybe 2 of them survive. No, only one of them survives. So yours is Kilmer.
Like on-screen Batman?
Yeah, in the suit Batman.
Fuck, no, I got to pick Bill. Never mind, I got to pick Bill.
I got to go Bale too. And like, look, I know that he.
But I got so much love for Val Kilmer. I mean, you ain't no Daisy. You ain't no Daisy at all. But I mean, you can't.
It's not really fair to Kilmer because Bale had 3 gigantic fucking
and he had a great supporting cast around him.
Movies to work in. Yeah, Kilmer had 1 and it wasn't a very good movie, so it's not really fair to him. But
I mean, I just already know where the. But I mean, I look at it too. Like Bale was a shitty Bruce Wayne, but he was a good Batman. No, he wasn't. He was a shitty Batman, a good Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
but I gotta pick him for. I just got to pick him for the rawness that Nolan brought to the. I don't know, but it really.
When he was good, he was great.
But yeah, but it sucks too because Val Kilmer was really underrated. He really is underrated.
Yeah, I'm gonna end this one because it looks like a runaway. It's gonna be Christian Bale, and we've got to get moving since my camera fucked up and everything's fucked. But okay, so
everything is fucked and something's on fire.
Everything is awesome except for when your camera breaks and you're not a queen.
You need to stop recording all those gay porn.
Can't help it. That's where all my space goes. Yeah, you're right.
You and Cameron. All that butt fucking going on
can't help it.
In the kitchen.
Gotta love it. Just love
grease stains everywhere.
All right, so it's going to be who's the best in-suit Batman? Is it going to be Robert Pattinson? Is it going to be Batfleck? Is it going to be Christian Bale? Or is it going to be Michael Keaton? His portrayal as Batman. Dude, Jay, this is fucking hard. In the suit Batman, fucking Batman, I gotta go.
He was never in the bat suit.
Oh,
Shanakotoya was never in the bat suit.
My favorite in the suit Batman is gonna be Michael fucking Keaton, dude. It's just Michael Keaton. That's my number 1.
Get your ass away from me, boy.
And when he held that dude up over the thing and he was like, "Tell your friends about me." I mean, goddamn, he was fucking awesome. It's Keaton.
It's gonna be Robert Pattinson for me, and it has nothing to do, like he's my favorite. Yes, he's my favorite incarnation of Batman I've ever seen on film. Like 1000%. I feel like he owns it, he walks it, he talks it, he shits it, he pee-pees it out, and I believe him, and like that's
I don't know why, but I believe him, yo.
I thought I'm guy on the couch from Half Baked, but I don't know, I just believe him. But yeah, it's Robert Pattinson for me. I've never seen it. Like he just really was enamoring with that role. Because I always wanted a guy I wanted a guy like that took the role of Batman and became so engaging and so magnetic in the movie. I just wanted to keep my eyes on him, much like Heath Ledger did with Joker. And I feel like Robert Pattinson is the only guy in this franchise that was able to hold his own against someone like Colin Farrell and Paul Dano's acting abilities, portraying great villains like Penguin and Riddler, much unlike Christian Bale was able to do again with Heath Ledger.
Yeah, I think Pattinson was great in the suit. Like in the suit is where he worked as Batman for me. I thought he looked great. That suit matches him so fucking well, and he looked awesome.
He looked good, yeah.
So,
are we gonna? You want to go? Are we gonna go for tit for tat? So you're gonna go your number 2, and then I'm gonna do my number 2. Okay.
Yeah, my number 2 in the suit Batman after Michael Keaton is gonna be. It's going to be Pattinson, man. I think you're right about that. I think it's Pattinson. I want to say Batfleck. I do want to say because he was so fucking big and so brutal and he fucked people up so much. But man, Rob Pattinson has the perfect fucking jawline for
He
Batman,
really did.
Dude. It just
you get jealous.
And the suit was so good. He just looked so good in it. Like when he showed up on screen, you're like, damn, that's just fucking Batman. You know?
Robert Pattinson cut fucking butter with his chin, his jawline, But no, you know, my number 2 is like, well, I'm going to be different here. I'm going to pick Affleck as my number 2 Batman. And the reason why I got to rep us. I got to rep our set because nobody else. Me and Mike have defended BVS, Man of Steel, and you know, Zack Snyder for the longest. But yeah, it's gonna be Affleck's Batman, because he was so brutal and big and different and something you'd never seen before. This hulking monster and this also broken man. But when you saw him in the suit, it was just like this motherfucker. Like he's either gonna give me a lift or he's gonna shoot me in the face with a batarang. Like you don't know. Like he had this type of vibe to him that you didn't know if he was going to help you or beat the shit out of you. Like I don't know, like obviously Batman's a good guy, but he just had a really special approach to it that had never been done before. And when you read the Frank Miller comic books, The Dark Knight Returns, it literally is jumping off the page with Ben Affleck's Batman. It literally is the same character that Frank Miller wrote about. The same character.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. And my number 3 is going to be Batfleck for the same reasons. My number 4 is going to be Bale. I thought Bale was an amazing Batman, but when he sucked a lot.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So my number 3 is going to be Keaton. I'm not going to go into reasons. We don't need to. Keaton was fun. He was interesting. Tim Burton understood how to bring Batman to life on screen. And Michael Keaton, I think that Michael Keaton also was reading press. And Michael Keaton was like, I'm going to show these motherfuckers. And like he took it and actually got angry. And he won the Super Bowl. Like when someone was like, "Oh, this motherfucker can't win. He can't win." He was like Rudy, and he ran out onto that field, and you know, to the joyous, celebration from his dad. But and then the final one's Bell. But I agree with you exactly. When he was great, he was great. When he was terrible, he was fucking terrible. Like it was really bad.
And another reason why Michael Keaton is my number 1 overall is because the voices are important too. And like it was just Michael Keaton's fucking voice. It's like, I'm Batman. You know what I mean? That was just what he didn't have to do any effects. Michael Keaton's voice is so perfect for Batman. He didn't have to do anything. Bale, that's where he went off tracks because he had to do the guard, you know. And then
the smartest they did was with Ben Affleck, because if you have a voice changer, it just takes care of all of that.
Yeah, and then Pattinson just kind of whispers a little bit.
Well, the Pattinson one. You know what? I think that the best Batman voice I've ever heard in my life was Kevin Conroy, but I think that's what Pattinson was styling his Batman voice was Kevin Conroy.
Batman. I just love Batman. All right, let's see what you guys say. You motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. You know what time it is.
You sound like a Ludacris song.
Tenacious D time. Okay.
You sound like a Ludacris song like playing at the Holiday Inn.
Back seat, windows up. That's the way you like to book. I'm waiting on the results to come. Okay, here we go. Pattinson is everyone's favorite Batman in the suit, except for mine. 44%.
I agree with you. Oh my God, you guys are smart. I like it.
Number 2 for them is Batfleck in the suit at 23%. They agree with you there as well. Michael Keaton at number 3. You nailed this one, 21%. And then Bale in last place at 11%.
Jesus Christ. There's so much smartness going on here. I feel like we should start a city.
Courtney says y'all are fucking
be the
hot.
city of knowledge. Be the city of Atlantis that doesn't sink.
Courtney said y'all are fucking high. He sounds like Jack Moody or whatever his name is from Chocolate Thunder. He's like, "Are you fucking high? I will kill your entire family."
I'm not high at all, sir. I've never smoked a marijuana bush in my life.
Up with hope, down with dope.
But I think that one of us has to go pee. I have to pee too.
I got to pee too as well.
And I know that we're rounding it out because we don't have much time left. So, do you want to go pee first, or do you want me to?
No,
you
go ahead. You're good. Go ahead.
Okay.
Pee. Take it to the mountaintop, baby. Piss off that fucker onto somebody's head. I thought I was singing an actual song at first, and then I realized that I was just making that shit up as I went along. Wow, my fucking camera angle looks even shittier when I like zoom into it. Jesus Christ. I look like I found someone's phone after I've been kidnapped and someone's butt raping me and I'm just trying to find help, or maybe Taco Bell. If you're reading this, if you're watching this, it's probably too late. I don't know what happened to my underwear. It's terrible. Bumble Fritz's nipples are vengeance. I like that. I like your nipples. They're not vengeance to me. They taste like strawberries. And I want to titty fuck you. I'm sorry, I don't know where I was going with that shit. Oh, tits. Tits McGee in the night. I really look fucking awful. I hate this. This reminds me of back in the old Wham days, like when we first started this piece of shit channel. D-Mitch says, you look like you just started a YouTube channel doing pre-drafts for the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. Live, I'm scouting the high school kids. Both the women and the men. Action said it right. Toasted cheddar chalupa. My name is Christopher Nolan, and I've been captured. If you're hearing this, the last words I want you to know are toasted cheddar chalupa. Again, my name is Christopher Nolan, and this is my last recorded moments. Toasted cheddar chalupa. Please help. Dunkirk sucked. It was long, and the sound was pretty good actually, but toasted cheddar chalupa. Yes, Sean, we will do a full commentary on Batman, the Batman, when it comes out on HBO Max. I was thinking about that myself. DDA said, Doctor said I need a bacchiotomy. Oh, shit. Sean P says, now that Jay's gone, please admit this new Batman movie was boring as hell. I will not admit it was boring as hell, Sean. And I'll say exactly how I feel in front of Jay. I'll tell him all the things I think about his wiener, the way it tastes, everything. I thought some parts were boring, yeah. No, that's why it's an 8.5 and not a 10 for me like it is for so many people. I thought it was. If you're going to have that expanded running time and you're going to do all this shit, you need to pack it with some super fucking dynamic shit. And a lot of the shit they packed it with, while it looked badass and it looked cool as fuck, and I love the tone and I love how dark we're getting and shit, it's fucking awesome. It's my shit. But it wasn't dynamic enough for me to really reach the level of like the Dark Knights and stuff like that. There was a lot of moments that were just lackluster. Like the fucking Riddler and the dude with the rats in the cages and shit. Like, there was a lot of throwaway moments in this movie for me. But that's just me, you know? That's just me. I still thought it was a great fucking movie. 8.5, goddammit. That's a good fucking movie. Haddonfield says, Mike, you look like you're in the Blair Witch Project. Josh! Josh! Where's the map? Sorry, I got shushed. The kids are sleeping. Exit said with fire sauce. Y'all know what I had to eat today. I'm on a low carb diet, but I said fuck it for a second there, and I got me a goddamn crunch wrap. Yep. My daughter wanted Taco Bell after school, and you're not gonna go to Taco Bell's drive-thru and not get something to fucking eat. You know what I mean? It's not gonna happen. So I got a crunch wrap. I tore some of the tortilla off, put some fire sauce on that bitch. They called me Stamps, motherfucker. Says, if the Arkham Asylum series gets approved, what do you think about bringing in villains we've already seen and or don't need to see in movies for that show and doing villains we haven't seen in future movies? That's an interesting idea as fuck, Anthony. And thank you for that sweet super chat, man. That's a super interesting fucking thing. Like, yeah, I like it. And then if you bring one that's like an unheralded villain that nobody gives a fuck about, but then they're watching the show and that villain steals the show, then you can throw that motherfucker in a movie. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the Joker. Like, we're going to have tryouts. You know? Do that with those lesser known villains in the TV show, and the ones that really make their fucking case, put them in the fucking movies with everybody else. That's a really smart idea, Anthony. I like it. I like that. It's one of my favorite Joker moments, by the way, is when he's driving the semi-truck in The Dark Knight, and it's just a quick little moment, but he's like, I like this job. That's some of my favorite Joker moments on screen ever. And we've been fucking spoiled with some Joker moments. No doubt about that. Haddonfield, I miss 7-layer burritos too, but the beef and crunchy ones are pretty good too. That's the one with the Fritos inside of it. I like them shits. Mizzy, I can't eat Chinese food. It gives me the shits. My family hates me for it, but I will eat it. I'll just feel like fucking assholes the rest of the goddamn day. You know what I mean? For sure. Kane said, I feel like we're the Riddler's 500 followers with watching Mike with this video quality. Hey, look at this. He's on TikTok. He's got 500 followers. Real fringe types. You guys are the fringe types, you know? Don't forget your fucking cling wrap, and rifles are good. Action had a foot-long hot dog at Sonic, dude. You're going to be shitting a fucking foot-long here pretty soon. Sonic is not good for your insides. I don't care how likable those commercials are. You eat Sonic, you're sitting on toilet at some point that same day. Believe it. It's happening. Egg Shin's gonna be the fucking lady later on toilet. Sitting on toilet. Sitting on toilet. You're gonna be having hot shits. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Hey Jay, we're just talking about hot poopies. Vanessa says, anytime we talk BVS, my heart gets happy and warm. Yeah, your heart, is that what gets warm?
No,
And
her
moist?
dick. I mean, her vagina. That's what I meant.
Because it's how I discovered these two weirdos in Kentucky who have become my great friends in my life. Love you guys. Love you too, Vanessa.
Love you, Vanessa. Vanessa's a very
Every
sweet
inch
girl.
of you.
She's an awesome girl.
Top to bottom.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I remember that too, because I think that she said that she found us because we are actually defending BVS, and man, still, we were like literally one of the few people on the bastion of defending that movie. And she was like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I found Jerusalem.
Yeah, we were basically Mel Gibson and the Patriot holding that fucking flag like, hold charge. Oh, maybe that was Braveheart, but either way.
No, I know you're talking. It was like, hold the line.
Yeah.
Hold the line.
Where are you going? Where's
no
everyone going?
Retreat.
All right, I'll be right back. And we'll finish this motherfucker.
Damn, every time Mike zooms in on my forehead, it just feels like a projection. Like it feels like a movie's gonna pop up on my big ass forehead. But yeah, Vanessa said it's a dick. Oh no. Well, be happy. What the fuck? Oh my God. Hold on. All right, give me a second. I don't know what's going on because I can't read. And then my chat's being all stupid too. It's being all stupid. Riker H says, sitting on the toilet. Sitting on the toilet. By the way, if you guys ever get the chance to go on YouTube and check out that little clip, sitting on the toilet, some good shit. That's some old school meme-ish stuff. Tomo Agatu says, what movie would you want projected on your forehead, Jay? Eraserhead. Probably I don't know, but yeah, that's fine. I'll just go with that one. Connor Clary says, Jay, what was your favorite scene in the Batman? Good question. There's so many good ones. Honest to God, I think my favorite scene, hands down my favorite scene, yes, is when Batman is getting fucked up and he gets shot. Oh, we're all cool with spoilers here, right? I mean, okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to make this as non-spoiler as I can, because there might be a few folks in here that haven't seen the movie yet. There's a scene that happens toward the end of the film where Batman is put in a perilous situation and he has to use something in his arsenal to bring himself back, pretty much like pulling a monster out and chugging it. But in this instance, he uses something else. And that was the slow-mo and the way that he yells and then he jumps up. It's got to be that scene. It's got to be that scene, because that was just so fucking, you're like, holy shit. Philip Michael says, interesting question, Jay, are you a tits man or an ass man? Can you be a both man? I like them both, but boobies are nice, but I'm gonna go with butt. I'm gonna go with the booty. Big old badunkadunks really help sell the package. Grim Skeeter says Eraserhead has probably prevented more births than condoms. Well, then Eraserhead and I have a lot in common, because they're like, oh fuck no. When they get sober, they're like, no, that's good. I'm not into that. Tomo Ogato says Jay was spoiled by Jessica Biel. Dude, you're not lying. Holy shit. That's one of the best asses I've ever seen in a Hollywood flick, in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake in 2003. That ass. of Jessica Biel. By the way, I'm just gonna say they literally sold a poster. There's a poster of her. I'm pretty sure with her hands going down the back of her jeans in the back pockets. That is like one of the posters, and I'm like, so they even knew. Like, yeah, that butt is good. They call me Stamps. Thank you so much, Stamps. He says, Jay, if the Arkham Asylum series gets approved, which villains would you want to see in it? I would like Professor Pig, Scarecrow, Hugo Strange, but not as an inmate, the ventriloquist, and Victor Zsasz. Well, that's a good list that you've had there. That you have. I would say, honestly, out of what I'm just going to go with what you picked. I think that out of those villains, again, I mentioned this earlier. I would pick Victor Zsasz just because Victor Zsasz has never been given a full treatment in a Batman movie as the main villain, and I think Victor Zsasz could honestly lend to the Batman or a Batman flick being a horror type movie. Hugo Strange is great as well. I think Hugo Strange is a very interesting dynamic villain for sure, and someone that can go toe to toe with Bruce or / Batman in a intellectual sense. But I think that Victor Zsasz is so brutal and so disgusting in his approach and what he does. I think that Victor Zsasz would be who I would go with, and that's also because I would like to see Batman take on someone that is honest to God, like a Ted Bundy-ish type of character in a lot of ways, and see how Batman would react to that in that situation, because Batman usually, well, at least in the last few iterations of Batman, have taken on larger than life villains like the Joker and the Riddler and Penguin and Bane. Victor Zsasz, who being more a ground level villain doing these awful things, would, I think, test Batman's sense of morality. Like, I mean, do I let this motherfucker go? Like, because he's literally a murderer that gets off on it. I don't know. I mean, that's my opinion, but Ryan Tuvel says, "Hey Jay, Pfeiffer or Beale for hotter?" I missed that last one. Hold on. Ryan Tuvel says, "Hey Jay, Pfeiffer or Beale for hotter girl on film?" Well, bro, I gotta go with you gotta go with Bill. Jessica Biel is that, like, it's not even a question. I mean, it really isn't. Those tight ass jeans, that midriff white shirt, the cowboy hat, the sultry looks. I'm sweaty, but I'm not, and I still smell like cranberries and cotton candy. Jessica Biel all day long. Michelle Pfeiffer, hot as fuck as Catwoman in the latex, but at the same time, you've got a lot of baggage going on with that. A lot of baggage. And maybe you'll smell cat litter on her. Like poop. Like maybe. Well, she literally fell into cat litter in the movie. Saved by kitty litter. So, I mean, I'm just saying.
All right, that leads me to the next one here.
Yeah.
Go right into it. Hottest non-superhero Batman love interest. Is it Nicole Kidman, Batman Forever?
Ooh.
Is it Kim Basinger, Batman 89?
No, that's gonna be low, but yeah.
Katie Holmes, Maggie Gyllenhaal.
That's even worse. Those four? Jesus Christ.
Those are the four.
Who is the first one that you said?
Nicole Kidman. Who's
that's it? I mean, that's it. That's it.
It's Nicole Kidman for me. Kim Basinger gives her a run for money. She's pretty damn hot, big deal, man. Like, she's all like drunk on the steps. She's like, it's the wine.
She's cute.
Bangs him on the first date. Gets in the back.
Honestly, the way that you read them in order, I would probably rank that in the same way.
I would actually. Okay, so I would too. Nicole Kidman, far and away the number one, right?
Oh my God, Chase Meridian.
Chase Meridian, and that.
Try fireman. Let's take off. I don't mind the work. Oh my God, she's literally throwing. Oh God.
She likes scarred psyches. She's weird in the bedroom. That the red lipstick, the whole thing. Yeah. Nicole Kidman, number one.
I really need to get you out of those clothes. Excuse me, and into a black dress. Tell me, doctor, do you like the circus?
I'm going cave jumping next weekend or whatever. I'm going mountain climbing or some shit. She's
No,
like,
you're
"Catch me
right.
this month."
Kate, yeah, Pelunking. I don't know what the fuck you said. Spelunking.
So yeah, Nicole Kidman number 1, Kim Basinger number 2, and I will flip this shit on you. I actually think Maggie Gyllenhaal's hotter than Katie Holmes.
You crazy dog.
I do.
You crazy dog.
She has a realness to her, and she looks like she would be fun.
Maggie Gyllenhaal is definitely a girl that you could marry. Like she looks like she works as a barista at Starbucks, and then you guys have like an officer and a gentleman moment, and you carry her out of the Starbucks, and then she becomes your princess. But Katie Holmes is like, ever since Dawson's Creek, dude, she's the girl that you want to protect. Like Maggie Gyllenhaal just looks like the girl that like maybe knows how to blow bubbles out of her farts or something. Like she seems like a kind of a weird girl that is cool. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I mean, everybody wants to blow bubbles out of their butt, but she just seems like you know what's that movie Never Been Kissed with
Drew
what's
Barrymore?
her name?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. She's very much a Drew Barrymore-ish type of character.
I disagree. I actually think Katie Holmes would be very missionary, boring. Let's put roses on the bed. Let's have some.
But her
champagne.
body be rocking it. And if you turn her over and do doggy style, she probably slap that ass on your dick better than anybody else.
Maggie Gyllenhaal would be a way funner in the bedroom for me. I feel like.
And then every time you had sex with Katie Holmes, you'd always get that "I don't want to wait." Like you get crazy. But no, yeah, I think that as far as acting ability goes, Maggie Gyllenhaal is a better actor than Katie Holmes, but Katie Holmes is still just, I mean, I think overall cuter. But I will give you, the same ranking exists for me, except for you flip 3 and 4. For me, it's Nicole Kidman, Kim Basinger, Katie Holmes, and then Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, and Vanessa, you're right. Maggie and Secretary, that's another one too. I had to stop the poll because Nicole Kidman was right at 69%. 69, dudes.
She's oh my God, Dr. Chase Meridian. Dr. Chase Meridian.
Overall, the chat agrees with you though. Nicole Kidman number 1, 69%. We both agree there. Kim Basinger 20%. We both agree there. They gave Katie Holmes 9%. Maggie Gyllenhaal gets disrespected with 1%.
No, I agree.
I will take that. I will take Maggie Gyllenhaal, and you all can have the rest.
Because you know what it is, and I'm not saying nothing against Maggie Gyllenhaal. She's a cute girl, but I think that Maggie Gyllenhaal is that kind of chick that Jake Gyllenhaal would set up with a friend of his that doesn't have a date. And he's like, yeah, I got my sister, and she really doesn't really have anybody to go to the dance with. So, I mean, if you kind of do me a favor. And he's like, yeah, I mean, okay. And then she kind of looks like a chipmunk in the face, but okay, I'll go with that. But she's still a cute girl. I'm just saying, I mean, I feel like Katie Holmes is more traditionally cute, and Maggie Gyllenhaal is like not that, but she's still a good actress, and I do like her. And by the way, I would take, if I weren't engaged, I would take any of these 4 in a heartbeat. I think they're all cute in their own way, 100%.
Yeah.
And I would honestly, Nicole Kidman as Dr. Chase Meridian you have to be someone like Val Kilmer's Batman to fuck her. You have to be that cool. You have to be that good looking. You have to be that rigid. You have to be that sexy, because you're never going to have a chance. I mean, she had Tom Cruise too, by the way. I know he was Scientology weird, but I'm saying she still had him.
This next one's going to be a little bit weird. Because it's a whole lot of Jokers, but I just feel like these are and Joaquin Phoenix's Joker never really fought Batman, but I feel like these. I almost feel like 4.
You shouldn't include him just because he didn't have Batman opposite him.
So if we're gonna do best Batman villain, all right, I got Paul Dano's Riddler, I got Ledger's Joker, I got Nicholson's Joker. Who should be the 4th option if not Joaquin Phoenix's Joker?
You're doing Jokers across the board?
No, best Batman villain overall.
Oh well, then you got Tom Hardy as Bane. You got that one, and then you got Danny DeVito as Penguin. Some people find him scary, which I get that, because that movie is kind of terrifying as a kid. And you watch Batman Returns and you're a kid and you're like, holy, that's kind of fucking weird. It's kind of weird. If you've never been exposed to a weird ass movie like that, that is kind of strange. But I would put Tom Hardy's Bane up there as best, like one of the best Batman villains on screen.
All right, I'll just go with your pick on this, because I also have a worst villains that's coming up next, and I actually have Penguin in that one. But let's put Hardy's Bane in there as the 4th option then. So, what's the best Batman villain, guys? Paul Dano's Riddler, Ledger's Joker, Nicholson's Joker, or Hardy's Bane?
I got this one down. It's going to be Ledger, easy, no doubts.
I agree with that.
I mean, we don't. I mean, we've discussed Ledger and his performance as Joker a multitude of times on this channel, and we talked about him, why he's so good, and what he does for that character, this anarchist, crazy motherfucker, and like just he really did represent a very different type of Joker that you'd ever seen before. After that, I'm gonna go a little crazy here. I'm gonna go with Paul Dano as Riddler. I like Paul Dano as Riddler. I think he's dangerous. I think they reinvented the Riddler in a way that hadn't been seen before. I feel like Paul Dano's Riddler is someone that I could be like, you know what? Yeah, that motherfucker caused some damage. Like if he really wanted to, not like Jim Carrey, and he's like, it's so you,
it's so you,
and so you. It was like Rip Taylor in a mask. And then my third is gonna be Bane, Tom Hardy's Bane. I think he's
over Nicholson.
Yeah, dude. Because I think that Tom Hardy's Bane is the first time that Batman's ever been challenged in a not only a mental way, but a physical way. Like Tom Hardy's Bane was able to break Batman's spirit and his body, specifically in this movie and what they were going for. I feel like Bane is also extremely magnetizing when you watch him. When you watch Tom Hardy's performance as Bane, and when he's on screen, and specifically when he's fighting Batman, and my favorite scene is not the end of The Dark Knight Rises when he fights him on the courtroom steps. It's at with the first time that Bane and him fight in the water, in the sewer. I think that is some of the best shit. And he was like, victory has defeated you. I thought all that shit was amazing, dude. I thought it was so well written, and he was actually a true adversary in a way that Batman had never come against, because he's like, none of his tricks were working. Yeah. And then Jack Nicholson obviously is, and I don't want to put him on fourth. I mean, and it seems disrespectful, and it also seems like it's a lower number than it should be, but Jack Nicholson's Joker is obviously legendary. I mean, it's what everybody wants to be that plays the Joker. They style everything they can after his portrayal. But as far as those other villains that came before him on screen, I just feel like he's going to fall in the fourth, because you know what he did? What Jack Nicholson did, because he's such a great actor, was he was able to balance the cartoony comic book version of Joker, the Adam West Joker, and bring it to more of a realistic, darker Joker. I feel like you get both of those.
Yeah,
Cesar Romero kind of Joker with a new age touch.
Yeah, just my personal preference, dude. I'm going Ledger's Joker #1. I think that's just set in stone.
I don't think anybody's going to argue with that.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. My #2 is actually going to be Nicholson's Joker. I just fucking love it, man. My #3 is going to be Paul Dano's Riddler. I thought he was great. I thought he was fucking awesome. He ruled. He fucking killed. These are really hard choices. My #4 is going to be Bane, but I do love Bane. You know, like the voice is kind of fucked up or whatever, but he's my favorite part of Dark Knight Rises. The whole, we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce? You know, like that. It's got a beautiful voice. Like, even though his voice was kind of bad, it was also kind of like.
You're not lying though. It was so bad that Nolan had to go back and fix the sound issues.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't understand what the fuck he said. What you say, dog? I said I couldn't breathe.
I'm gonna end the poll. It looks like Ledger's Joker takes 75%. Rightfully so.
Damn, that's a big one.
Damn, Nicholson's Joker took second place with 11%. I'm shocked about that. I actually really expected everybody to pick Riddler on that one. Riddler's third, and Bane is last at 2%.
What did Riddler come in at? What was the
Riddler was 10%. Nicholson was 11%.
Oh damn, that was a close. That was a fucking pubic hair length.
Yeah. Worst Batman villain. Okay, this is where it gets kind of fucking dicey. Now you got to include Batman and Robin, right?
Yeah.
So. For me, Two-Face, Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Got to be in there. Obviously, Mr. Freeze. See, I don't like Okay,
She's terrible.
so
Dude. Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy is.
I didn't hate Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy though.
She was
Honestly,
fucking
like
terrible. It's like a kiss from me is death. It was so like, I mean, was this bitch in Romeo and Juliet or a Batman movie? Like, what are you doing?
Zach Galifianakis. What's the guy's name? The Facebook guy, Lex Luthor.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, that's it. He's got to be in there as one. And then we have one last spot. You say Poison Ivy. I'd go either Poison Ivy or Penguin.
No, it's gonna be
Penguin,
dude. Overall, I mean, 100% Uma Thurman.
I'll go. I'll put yours. I disagree. I choose her over because, like, I thought. Well, no, Danny DeVito was fine. It was what they did with the character that sucks. All right, we'll go Poison. No, not fucking neither, dude. Bane, Batman and Robin's Bane's got to go, right?
Oh
like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
but
I don't. Also, I mean, I don't know, dude. I disagree with Lex Luthor over fucking Poison Ivy. Like, I can understand that particular Lex Luthor in the world of BVS more than I can understand Poison Ivy, who's literally a cartoon caricature cut out.
All right, I'll put Poison Ivy in there instead of Lex. So
I wish we could. I wish we could do that, like 8 or 7 or some shit. Like, I don't know.
All right, so I'll put that one in there, and then so now we've got the worst Batman villain: Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, or Bane from Batman and Robin. 3 and 4 are from Batman and Robin.
That's a tough one. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw out the old fucking Deuces Wild, and I'm gonna go with dude, and I love the guy. To me, he's always going to be Conan the Barbarian. And this motherfucker can slice people in half with his look in Terminator. But I got to go with Arnold as Mr. Freeze. The Ice Age! It was so obvious that they were trying to make a joke out of Mr. Freeze. And they wanted a big fucking dude like Arnold to come in and do it. And it was goddamn awful, dude. Like, it was the Ice Age for people that love Batman, because at that point it froze the fucking hearts of people that even loved, that were looking forward to the villains. Mm-hmm. So Arnold will be number 1. Like, that's just such a sad representation of a villain. My number 2 is Bane from Batman and Robin. And it almost was number 1. And the reason why I didn't put it as number 1, Arnold, because Arnold is a good actor. But at least he had fucking lines. You know what I mean? And he was able to do something with it toward the end of the movie where he could kind of cry and you saw his tears freeze or whatever. And they kind of did something with his wife. But Bane was just, Bane! Yeah! Like, this motherfucker was Goldar. Like, he was Goldar on steroids. It was terrible. It was fucking so awful and completely disrespectful to the character of Bane. I cannot believe that anybody thought that was a good idea. Like, this motherfucker literally was the worst Saturday morning cartoon that you'd ever seen in your life. Definitely my third is Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy. I don't like her at all. She's slutty on purpose. I get that in the comic books. That's the way, but she's got a lot of other things going on about her. In this one, they literally just tried to make her like this mall girl that was interested in getting with the hottest guy or whatever. And I'll use my poison kiss to get what I want. And it was like, did you fuckers just let her watch Adam West like constantly? And that's what it's all about. I feel like Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy, and it's really crazy. Uma Thurman's a great actress. Her Poison Ivy is, it's fitting. Her Poison Ivy is poison to the fucking franchise. It's absolute garbage juice. I hated everything about her. Like when she fights Batgirl in Batman and Robin, she's like, "Girl talk." It's so fucking dude. There's so many cringy lines with Poison Ivy. And then the last one is got to be who's the
Tommy Lee Jones, Two-Face.
Two-Face. And the reason why I'm going to put him as last, and I know that some people would put him, as maybe higher up. It's Tommy Lee fucking Jones, man. It's Tommy Lee fucking Jones. If you can't get a good performance out of Tommy Lee Jones, you're doing the movie completely wrong. Tommy Lee Jones, up to this point, was in The Fugitive. He was in multiple big-ass budget movies. And you got him to play Two-Face, which arguably, it makes sense. I mean, you guys seen The Client? Have you guys seen the movie The Client when he was a lawyer and he was doing the same kind of thing? You can't get a performance. I feel like Tommy Lee Jones. Well, you said Jeremy Irons was the same way. I think Tommy Lee Jones is this way. I did it for a check. I didn't give a shit about it. I didn't care about the role. I didn't care about, I cashed it in. And I hate Jim Carrey, by the way. And I just don't care. And I don't care about my performance. I feel like Tommy Lee Jones did a terrible job. And the reason why I'm so harsh on him is because I feel like Tommy Lee Jones is, out of that list, the best actor. And he did a terrible job. He did a terrible fucking job.
Is Tommy Lee Jones your worst or your least worst?
Oh, yeah, I should have reversed that.
So
he's my least worst, my number one.
Okay, so the worst one to you overall is Mr. Freeze, and then the least worst is Tommy
I fucked that up. Yeah, so Mr. Freeze is my worst, and then after Mr. Freeze, it's Bane, and then Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy, and then Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah,
I got
you. I don't want people to think I thought that Tommy Lee Jones performed worse than. Yeah, I didn't mean that.
I'm gonna go Bane as the worst because I've just never seen something that shitty. Like, I mean, you actually took a character and you just turned him into just a dumb blobbing fucking idiot. Like, that was, it was way worse than what they did with Juggernaut in the X-Men films. Honestly, like, it was.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, like,
Juggernaut, bitch.
Juggernaut compared to Bane is like a fucking Oscar performance.
You know what's really sad is that they did a better job of Juggernaut in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, no, they did.
They really did. Yeah.
I'm going to go Bane is the worst one. My second worst one is actually Two-Face, though, just because it was Tommy Lee Jones. And like you said, you had Tommy Lee Jones, and he wears these fucking baggy, awful clothes, and he runs in there like, and he acts like the Joker the whole movie. Like, what the fuck was Tommy Lee Jones doing? Like, he was like, ha, 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 ha. Like, that was the fucking most embarrassing. Like, I watch that now. I'm just like, I just cannot believe you did that, Tommy Lee. What the fuck, dude? My number 3 is going to be Poison Ivy. I thought, like, look, I love the look. Like, they nailed the look.
She's hot. No, she's great looking.
Jesus Lord. A lot of bad lines. Obviously, they all have bad lines in that movie. My actual best villain on this list, like least, like most favorite, if I had to pick, would actually be Mr. Freeze, the complete opposite, just because even though he's reading terrible lines just like everybody else is, and it's an embarrassment to the character, and it's fucking trash. Don't get me wrong. It's fucking awful. I can still find enjoyment in it just because it's Arnold. But that's the only reason why.
Yeah, but I want to do the same, but I mean, I can't always give Arnold passes.
Yeah. No. Hey,
did he take steroids? Maybe. But I'll give him a pass if people ask me.
Yeah, Sean, at least Vinnie Jones was Juggernaut in that one scene. So, all right. The chat agrees that so for the chat, Bane, 50%, the worst Batman villain, comes in on top, 50%. Their second worst, Mr. Freeze. Their third worst, Two-Face, and their best of that is Poison Ivy at 8%. So that is the list of the villains. And dude, we only have one more vote.
Let's get that in there.
This is an important one. Best bat suit of all the bat suits. All right, you're gonna have. This is hard. Because
there's a lot of good ones.
I'm hard sometimes. I'm going to tie it. Look, I know that they're different. But for the sake of us only having 4 spots, I'm going to tie 89 and Returns in the same suit.
Yeah,
there was just moderate difference.
The ab center was the only thing that was different.
Yeah, not a whole lot, and it was like
in the first one he had abs, and the second one it was like more streamlined. But yeah,
you're going to have the Batman suit with Robert Pattinson. You're going to have the Batfleck, the Zack Snyder suit, and then. You can kind of tie the Nolan trilogy in the same suits, but I think the best of those, I think most people would agree, is Batman Begins. So I'm going to put that one in there. Strong shout out though to Batman Forever suit. That's one of my favorite suits.
I just don't like the nipples, but it was if they had kept that suit the entire movie, I would not have a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I do have one more after this. My bad. I forgot. I do have one more. I'm glad somebody said that. So this one and then one more, but. Dude, I'm gonna go. My favorite suit is still the 89 suit. Like, I know I love these other suits. I love what they've done with the place. I like what you've done here, but just that little yellow fucking symbol, and it was the most leathery looking one. Like, it had its own fucking, and again, nothing to base it off of. Tim Burton went in and they designed this thing nothing to go off of except for the comic books and Adam West Batman. And they designed this badass fucking leather, cool as fuck suit. And I love that fucking suit so much. So my number 1's going to be the 89/Returns Batman. My number 2 is actually going to be the Batman suit. It looks like the Arkham Asylum suit. It's got the pieces that are actually useful inside of it. I love the shoulders. I think the suit made Pattinson's performance that much better. Especially where he wasn't a physical Batman. Like when you saw him as Bruce Wayne, he's all like skinny and shit. I think the suit is what made him powerful. I really love the Batman suit. My third favorite suit is going to be the Batman Begins suit. No, it's not. It's going to be the Batflick suit. Like, I think sometimes it looks kind of weird, but he was so big and it like formed to him so well. And that's my favorite bat symbol on a suit next to the little yellow one. So my third is going to be Batflick suit, and then last Batman Begins. But I still think the Batman Begins suit was badass.
Yeah, my number 1 is definitely going to be the Batman 89. I mean, you've mentioned the reasons why. I think that the reason why I love it the most is because, again, it was so different from what people had seen before. When you look at the Adam West movies, and then you look at that particular suit, that style of Batman, you've never seen it before, and that yellow symbol. I mean, Jack Nicholson himself said he knew when he signed on to the movie it was going to be huge because of that particular symbol. And that's why he took a fucking cut in his pay and got like 50% of the fucking box office sake. Yes. So obviously, and I don't think anybody's going to really wrong you by saying 89 Batman is the number 1 bat suit of all time. It really is. It's iconic. It stands out. It stands the test of time, and it always will. And that's why so many people are looking forward to seeing The Flash, because they want to see Michael Keaton in that suit again.
Oh, that's going to be so sexy.
My number 2 suit, shocker here, it's not going to be the Batman. It's going to be Ben Affleck's Batman suit, because the reason why that bat suit is my favorite is because I watched a recent documentary or just kind of behind the scenes of the Batman, and they were talking about the costume design, and they were like, what was really important to them and what was really dynamic and cool to them was they got to bring the grays and the blacks back to Batman. If you look at that movie in BVS and Justice League, it's the gray suited Batman, and it conforms to his body, and he's got that big fat bat across his chest, and this like he's a huge hulking monster, and the short horns, and the way that the mask forms over his face. That's the Batman you don't want to fuck with. That's the Batman that's the Batman if you're fucking his wife and he walks in on you halfway. Like that's the like it like, and it is a icon, dude. He's so fucking cool looking. The way the light hits him, the way that it looks in the dark, and the way that it looks in the light, it really does shine in its own particular way. My third is the Batman. And yeah, I agree. The Batman suit does have a lot of similarities with the Arkham games. I played through all 3 of them, and specifically, it has more to do with Arkham Origin, which is the 4th game, which is a prequel to the other Arkham games, because it's more military. It's more like a utility type of suit. He hasn't figured out how to really use it in a way that's more streamlined, like the other Batman that we have named on this list. And that's why, like, if you guys go back, it's not Arkham Asylum, it's Arkham Origin, like the first Arkham game, where it's all bulky and it's literally military. He doesn't know how to utilize a suit on the streets of Gotham. That's why I like that, and I always love that suit. Arkham Origin, to me, is the best suit that they've ever done in the Arkham games. My last is the Batman Begins. And Batman Begins, the reason why is it actually looks like a Batman suit. If Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, it got continuously worse. And like at the end of Dark Knight Rises, it's literally a motorcycle helmet. In Dark Knight, he takes it off like a motorcycle helmet. That's why I hate it. I mean, there's got to be some kind of like normal Batman look to him. And when I feel like my best scene in Batman Begins is when Katie Holmes's Rachel tasers him, and the way he looks on that guardrail, and he's got a full Batman suit. That's the way that Batman should look. By the time it gets to the third one, he looks like he's trying to do like dirt biking or some shit. I don't know what the sport's called, DMX or some shit. Like that's what he's like. He looks like he's trying to be like all edgy and shit. I hated the suits in the Nolan sequels. But yeah.
All right, so the chat disagrees with both of us. The Batman comes in at number 1 with 46% as the top suit. They sort of agree with this, though. 89/Returns comes in second place, 28%. The Batfleck suit comes in at 16%, and Batman Begins comes in at 8%. So we're all in agreement except for those 2 top spots.
That's a good place to have sex on.
Hey, you know what? We're lucky though. And I actually, by the way, I love the Batman Forever suit. I just want to throw that out there. The gunmetal gray, fucking dope. I love that shit. But the last vote of the night, my friends, everybody vote on this one. Best Catwoman. Best Catwoman of all the Catwomans. Are you going to go Halle Berry? Ugh. Are you going to go Michelle Pfeifferstein? Michelle Pfeiffer. Are you going to go? Zoe Kravitz? Are you going to go?
You can't throw Adam West ones in there.
No, she was great though. She fucking.
There was 2 of them, and they both were great. But yeah,
the chick from Dark Knight Rises. I don't remember her name.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, thank you, Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway. How are we gonna rank those, folks?
That bitch bottom. That bitch came late to the party.
I'll tell you real quick, man. My favorite Catwoman is Michelle Pfeiffer. Look, Michelle Pfeiffer was great. Like, even though it makes no fucking sense, she got thrown out of a window and a bunch of cats chewed on her fingers, and all of a sudden she has superpowers. Yeah. What the fuck is that shit about? That's dumb as shit. She overcame that with her amazing, hot fucking performance as Catwoman. She had the real fucking genuine leather shit. She was straight up BDSM and that shit. And she went through all that shit with that suit being super tight and like all the shit she had to go through. She did the training for it. She was fucking awesome. She was scary. And she, you know what? When she was even herself, even when she was herself and like she was making out with Bruce, man, like she was like one of those, man, you're gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good time in a fucking bedroom. Like we might get hurt, but this is gonna be fucking awesome.
When she licked his nose, I was like, I'm watching the wrong kind of movie.
I loved it. Yeah, she was fucking like holy shit.
Hot. Yeah, she was hot.
We're gonna do fireball shots, and we might die tonight, but we're gonna have fun in the bedroom. Michelle Pfeiffer's my number 1. My number 2 is actually going to be Zoe Kravitz. I thought she did a great job. I did not need Catwoman in this movie. I wasn't looking forward to Catwoman in this movie. Catwoman was not one of my favorite characters, but the way they did her character, she fucking like it tied in well. Like it worked together well. Like when he met up with her and they like locked arms and shit like that, their relationship made sense. It wasn't just this, I want to fuck you, but I can't because I'm Batman. Like the way they were drawn to each other made sense. Not as much as Keaton did with Pfeiffer, but I actually thought Zoe Kravitz did a good job, other than a couple little scenes in there. Halle Berry, she's Halle fucking Berry, so that's great. But I don't think I ever made it through that whole movie. And then last place for me is Anne Hathaway. You're not even fucking Catwoman. You put on a couple of fucking you put on like a hair thing that has sort of cat ears, and you wear goggles. You're not even fucking Catwoman. It's stupid. It makes no sense. That's my last place.
Yeah, like as hotness level, Michelle Pfeiffer is number 1. But as far as performance levels and who I enjoyed more, it's Zoe Kravitz. I think Zoe Kravitz actually performed that role better than Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer was a weird fucking bitch from the dark side of the tracks. Meow. I mean, she didn't have any training either. She just became like, she fell like fucking, look, he pushed her off a goddamn skyscraper and she fell, and then cats magically brought her back to life, and somehow she can fight, and then she knows how to sew. She's the best looking Catwoman on screen. I 100% agree. As far as best performed Catwoman, not even close. I think that Zoe Kravitz actually does a better job of performing Catwoman. Then again, the Batman is based on the comic book, the graphic novel, The Long Halloween, and she actually does inhabit that character in a lot more ways and in a lot more convincing way than Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. While great and nostalgic and everybody understands why she's so hot, I think that she is a shallow representation of Catwoman overall versus Zoe Kravitz. Zoe Kravitz, there is some depth. And like, I didn't like some of the, and we mentioned this in the non-spoiler, I think, and maybe in the spoiler, there's some wokeism shits that goes on. But at the same time, I think that Zoe Kravitz plays that character in a way that makes sense. Like, it actually makes sense in what she's doing and why she's doing it. She's not mad because her, Christopher Walken threw her off a fucking rooftop and then she somehow gets involved with Danny DeVito's Penguin. It's all the Tim Burton's Batman Returns and Catwoman is very much like Harry Potterish. It's all magical and weird and out there. Like, how the fuck did she come into back? You know, the Zoe Kravitz Catwoman literally makes sense. Like it literally is a real world version of what I think Catwoman should or could be. The second in my list after number one, Zoe Kravitz, is Michelle Pfeiffer. And, you know, I've mentioned the reasons why. I think that she's very sexy and she's very hot. And she does bring a very dynamic performance to the role of Catwoman. And again, by the way, this was the first time you'd seen Catwoman since the Adam West portrayal of Catwoman. And she actually is woman, hear me roar. Like she says that in the alleyway. I'm like, you know, it's an eye roll, but at the same time, I mean, at least she's doing more than some of the other Catwomen before her. My third is like, I'm gonna pick Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway is at least she's a talented actress, and she did what she did. I don't like that role, and definitely she shouldn't have been in the movie at all. Dark Knight Rises did not need Catwoman, like fucking at all. It also didn't need Talia al Ghul and a lot of other bullshit that they put in that movie. But Anne Hathaway as Catwoman, at least she's a decent and proven actress, and she actually I think that she bought into the Nolan world, and she tried to play it as real world as she could, you know, make it. But I mean, the Catwoman in that particular film I think it's stupid. I don't like Catwoman at all. And the last is Halle Berry. And the reason why Halle Berry is the last is because it was a terrible fucking movie. It was an absolutely atrocious movie. It was a cash grab, 1000%, maybe even worse than Batman and Robin, just because they bring back Michelle Pfeiffer in that movie to give it some kind of like, oh, dude, we're bringing back the original. It was so obviously a terrible cash grab. And Halle Berry's hot, yes, but a shit fucking actress as Catwoman. So that's my list.
And that is a good list, my friend. We have completed the listicles of the rank.
The final boss has been defeated.
Hunt balls of the night. Best Catwoman according to you. You. What's dead in black and blue? You.
I was going to say cops.
All right.
But that was the actual answer to the riddle.
Your all's number one Catwoman is Michelle Pfeiffer at 69%.
That's
69, dude.
A lot of people loving it.
69%. Your number two is Zoe Kravitz at 20%. Your number three is Anne Hathaway at 8%. And
I agree.
Your final is Halle Berry at 2%.
Yeah, Halle Berry's terrible. But
yeah. So hey, this is a good night of voting, man. Lots of shit happened. My camera died. I look like I'm filming in I look like I'm in the Iron Man tunnel in the beginning of Iron Man.
You look like you're in Saddam Hussein's cave.
I do. I don't know what the fuck's going on with my camera. But hey, you know,
that was fun, man. That was fun. And you guys voted. I mean, we obviously gave our opinions, but this was your all's vote. So that's gonna get up and that's gonna go up on the airtime.
Cornelius Bryant made me laugh. Cornelius Bryant said, Michelle's Catwoman laying on that bed when Penguin walks in that room. Jesus, the impure.
It does. It makes you feel like a priest. You walk in and be like, Nominus Patres, the impure.
I felt like Penguin in that scene. I was like, God damn it. I don't know what to do with my fins.
I wouldn't touch you to scratch you.
It's like, but.
You lousy minx. You let me on.
Real quick before we go, Booster Seat, do you like the movie Monkey Bone from 2001? Is that the one with Brendan Fraser in it?
Monkey Bone? I've never seen it. No,
I
know what it's the Brendan Fraser. I've never seen it.
Okay. Well, I never saw it either, my friend. But hey, you guys, we've gone over 3 hours at this point now.
Yeah, this has been a long stream.
Camera breaking, we've had fucking live stream issues, we have everything. We really appreciate you guys spending your time with us.
Hey man, with us. But we fucking handled it. We handled it.
We got through.
Aaron Eckhart when he got his face burned off. Tell me what they called me back at the station. Say it!
Say it, I'll break it off.
Say it!
We're not going to have a live stream for like a week or so. So this was like the last one for a little bit.
Yeah, we had to take a break from each other. It's not because it's not you, it's us.
Yeah. Well, we are going to get together on Wednesday to film together in person. But it's gonna be a little while before we do a live stream again. So I hope you guys had fun. I know that we fucking did. I'd like to lick your mouths, maybe not your butts, because I don't know all of you. But I would kiss you.
You don't know if
lips.
they cleaned it.
I would kiss all 208 people in here as it dwindles quickly on the lips.
Mhm.
Probably. I'm kind of a whore. I would do that if, it was okay with the wife. So, and it probably will be,
Maybe invite them into your bed. I mean,
yeah.
who knows?
We could all do it together.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I love you guys. I love you all. I love you, Jay, even though your feet stink and your mother dresses you funny.
My mother's dead. Did you not? Victory has forgotten you as well as bad taste in jokes.
I was merely molded by it. That was supposed to be a pest joke, dude. God,
I know what you were saying.
Fuck, I'm sorry.
I know, but I wanted to throw in a wrench in your fucking pipe.
Yeah, you did that just to make me feel like shit.
I know I did.
Yeah,
I did.
I hope you die.
But I love you all, and I appreciate you all. Fuck Mike.
Yeah.
And his dying camera. Bullshit.
Like he said.
Disgusting Green Bay Packers fan.
Thank you.
Disgusting Green Bay Packers fan.
Hey, Jay, name 2 players on your favorite NFL team, the NFL Giants. Go.
Lawrence Taylor and Otis Anderson.
Retired, motherfucker.
That's from the 90s, bitch. When it mattered.
Oh, I love you all except for Jay, and I hope you guys have a great night. Hey, we went under 200. Perfect time to end. I wasn't going to end the stream until we got under 200. 199. We're losing people.
You know what? It's funny.
Yeah!
Is we're destroying the algorithm on YouTube.
Just killing it.
Because it's like
crushing it.
It's like I thought you guys were a Halloween channel. I only tune in for Halloween. So you guys doing Batman, it's not really interesting to me, but it's interesting to us. I wish more people would understand that.
Yeah,
but
we'll just start an OnlyFans account and just fuck.
No, we tried. We did an action horror movie, or action Jackson, whatever it was. I can't remember. It's been so long.
Hey, we love you, Dark Continent. Good night. Aaron Rodgers is back in Green Bay. What do you got to say about that, Jay?
What?
Say something about it.
$200 million.
Doesn't matter. My headphone came out and I can't hear you.